little bit of a reach, I'm going to say.
Woo.
When Call Out and Forest, they were in a United, and when they were in Obey, way back when, they were a devastatingly good Cafe team. People were banning Cafe against them left and right. That was the map that they actually beat Sonics on to go to Pro League. But of course, they're here in CCS now, and they're going to be banning Thatcher out first, which is, what a surprise. I'm stunned.
I'm so stunned to see Thatcher gone in this current atmosphere. It's crazy.
Stunned.
But we'll see Rise banned next, and it's probably, I'm assuming it's gonna be another Heartbreacher. It's gonna be probably Maverick, Ace probably as well in this current meta. Those two operators are very powerful, especially in Cafe. Having those operators available is a lot. But actually, it's gonna be Capital.
Yeah, we're seeing Capital. That's an interesting one. I mean, Capital is pretty strong in some of those. We call it the pixel spot on that third floor where you're able to flame out a guy there, and of course the bakery power position that people typically play. Even the VIP on the first floor, on the eastern side of the first floor, is a place you'll typically see, like Capital, see a lot of use. And of course, Wamai being gone, I mean, we all know about the Wamai Capital, I guess, interaction where, the bolts are caught by the flame, by the Wamai disc. But I guess that's not going to happen. None of it's going to happen. We're not going to be seeing Valkyrie either, because Valkyrie with the new Z-Pink system is devastatingly powerful.
Yeah, there's a lot of info to be gained from those black eyes all around the map. There's you have to bring IQ. You have to substitute losing one of those operators that maybe needed to destroy, shields, destroy bulletproof gadgets. So to bring an IQ in place of that can be very devastating to some attacking teams. So Arrow Rise, we'll see how they do here on their first attack. We're going to second floor, reading in Fireplace for Ape's first defense. This is considered one of the better second floor sites.
Yeah, it's definitely curious. We see teams actually go away from that third floor typically as their starting site, because I mean, they have their reasons, but it's definitely more common to see mining and reading as more primary sites and not like off sites. So this is pretty good to see.
So yeah, we'll start out here. We see a 6 pick from the mirror to a Malusi for call out. So seeing that happen to Malusi with her Banshee is very strong. And then the sledge to a Buck. So this kind of thinks that, are they going for maybe thinking that's going to be top floor first, and they're going to go for a cocktail take?
Yeah, it's typically where we actually really see the Buck. I mean, of course, you can get a lot of mileage out of him on, a top-down clear on the first floor sites. But of course, we're not getting any of that. Obviously, he's going to still be able to see a lot of use here on reading. You're going to be able to buck out reading, clear it out pretty convincingly. But that's assuming you're able to clear out that top floor room in the first place. And yeah, we see a lot set up towards that. We've got the castle likely going to be set up upstairs in some capacity. The Vigil played by Melted, and of course, the classic Jaeger pre-nerf, that is. So he's still going to be very much at large here. Jay actually taking on that smoke roll, interestingly enough.
Yeah, usually I think before that was Call Out playing the role, or it was Forrest. I've seen Forrest play smoke quite often previously when we saw Theme Park, we saw Oregon as well. So to see Jay take the same role now, Forrest is going to play more aggressive. He's playing Jaeger this time instead, which is enough.
Yeah, that's interesting. So Forrest has been unleashed, and Melted is already prepping the windows, prepared to destroy anyone who dares repel. And I do want to take a moment to thank our great sponsor for this season, CCS Season 5, Tab Stats. We're currently simulcasting through Twitch to tabstats.com, so if you haven't checked out Tab Stats, you can do so without missing any CCS action. You can literally just watch and check your stats at the same time. It's great stuff.
Yeah, hey. These guys can have the stats in line for the rest of the season through Tab Stats. Thank you very much to Tab Stats for that. So now, historic information, all their stats from these seasons will be, cataloged for next seasons to come too. So guys like playing Arrow Rise will have stats to go on next season as well that come to just pile it up.
Yeah, people won't lie that they played in CCS. I've seen that one happen in rank before. That's no longer a thing. But we see this we see this top floor clear coming through for Ariel. Players already kind of falling off for 8, popping a few drones, and this is a curious angle being held by Yaga with that new 1.5. And Castle narrowly missing the shots, but he actually gets smoked right back. What is that? Dami, welcome to CCS, his debut, and he's gonna look for more.
That is crazy. Whitlock gets one as well, and a call out. So this top floor defense not going well. This top floor roam for the side of Ape is starting to fall apart. Taking a lot of damage from Force as well, and now that top floor control is in the hands of Ariel. And they still have a minute and 30 to go to work, use that skeleton key, and really deal with these anchors downstairs. It's just clearing out, make sure there's no more roamers around here. And it looks like, yeah, all of the roamers from Ape have fallen off and come back to site on that second floor. And now, really, how much work can Ariel do? Can they get rid of these anchors, at least move them around so they can go for a plant? Probably in reading, I'm assuming.
Definitely. See Gunner already starting to tear up this floor here. And it's going to really come down to whether they're able to IGL the end of this push here. I've heard a lot of praise between Gunner and Kool-Aid. They're both co-IGLing this Aerial Rise roster. They're gonna have to make the in-game call here. We see Melted lurking for a flank, but I imagine Kool-Aid has already secured those flanks. Dami, though, taken out by Jay. He was heat checked by Jay. I believe that was through the floor. And now it's gonna have to be, again, this is where the difference in experience comes in. You have to find a way to find some closure for this attack.
Yeah, this is where it's kind of it's close. They want to go for that push on the site, but there's still some aggression from Ape, because Ape's in the back seat now. They have to get aggressive. They have to play to make up for the lack of personnel. They only have 3 people against their 4, so they have to get aggressive here and try and fight back. And Jay getting that first kill through the floor is a big one for them, but he can't be too aggressive. He can't fall for it. He's gonna throw that first smoke out. He's got only one more. He's actually only one more left, so that's the second one on board. Melting gets over to Max though, so there it is. Now it's a 3v3 and a grenade. What? Max threw a grenade before his death, it seems like, and it'll go off and kill Whitlock. Gunner though, he'll spot that red flag from Melted on brown stairs and finish him off. Kool-Aid's making his way into sight. He's right inside the Banshee, so this is a great signifying that knows where he is. So this should be Jay to come out and deal with this person planting. There it is, but no time runs anyway. He gets off the diffuser at the last moment. Ape will take the first defense and a very close and really ending comeback.
Yeah, just fortunately they didn't have the check on Melted near playing near those brown stairs. I think Melted would actually starting near like bottom red, and he said, "Oh, I can't flank here," obviously because it was probably nomaded. Then rotated his way around to brown, which of course when you're going for that pillars take at the end of rounds, you gotta have someone either watching it or you gotta have it nomaded off something. It just seemed like Aerial Rise just again the closure just wasn't there. Explosive start to the round, especially from Dami. Welcome again, just welcome to CCS, the man, the myth, the legend. He's been a legend T3 for a while now, but this is the big stage. This is the big stage against a really good Challenger League team, a really good pro level team, and I like what I saw. They just unable to close it out.
Yeah, it was great. The initial clear was so good from Aerial Rise. Like you don't see very often when people get a minute and 30 on the board, still able to get work and go to work on that floor and maybe take that vertical pressure and push those defenders around. But Ape, of course, they are a team that has been around for a while. They have that metaphor to just still be able to come back in the situations when they're down. They have last members. All this pressure is on them now, but they still can perform pretty damn well. Jay, of course, too, newest member of Ape, still did well on the smoke, sticking around with the SMG-11, getting kills, keeping himself alive and using his smokes in the ending round when he needs to. So now we're going to a downstairs defense. We'll go to kitchen servers, kitchen cooking, and we'll see if Ape, are they going to play horizontally? Are they going to play vertically? How are they going to play this site?
Looks to be kind of a mix of both. I saw Yaga actually reinforcing that 3rd floor hatch above train. Now what that kind of can signify is that he's going to be placing these captains, these slapkin traps all throughout the 2nd floor here, making it to where it's obviously a headache push and drone through there, but also difficult to clear top down from. Again, that hatch being reinforced forces them to kind of, I mean, they only have Maverick, so if they want to clear him out of train, they're gonna have to, I mean, again, Dami's gonna have to run in and maybe pry him while running through captain traps on the 2nd floor, or they're gonna have to waste a lot of their torch juice on that 3rd floor hatch, which is, again, that's pretty difficult to deal with. It's pretty difficult to work with when your end game is potentially bakery or even a freezer hatch.
Yeah, there's a lot of work for them done here, and again, yeah, they see he's always spots one of those captain, one of those EOD, entry denial
Slapkins. Just call them Slapkins.
The Slapkins.
The Clapkin.
The Clapkins. He didn't get clapped though. He spotted it out and they destroyed it with that new Ping 2.0 system. Pings out one of those devices and gets riveted. So what you see there, roamers here on the 2nd floor. It's call out. He's already dealt with by Whitlock.
I mean, I talked about it pregame. Whitlock and Dami are the ones to watch for this Aerial roster, and Whitlock again with his 2nd onto Yaga. Doesn't care about captains. He doesn't care about hatches or any of that reinforced hatches. I'm just going to run at you and you're going to die. Call it Yaga shut out now for 2 rounds, and Melted starting to take it back for Ape. As Dami is taken out by the FMG smoke.
Hey, they get a buff, so the FMG strong, and that 1.5 can be pretty nice. So it's still, hey, Melted gets the job done, even if he isn't playing the normal smokes, the smoke shotgun with the SMG-11. Now, still 4v3 though. Again, Ape is still in the backseat, just like last round. Can they keep themselves composed and still make it back? Jay, again, really be aggressive on these floor holes, playing the SMG-11 back up towards him, even though this is definitely not in his advantage to still be looking up like this.
I mean, that's a good gun for just rippling through at that range, because I guess technically from where he is to the top of the floor, it's pretty close range, generally speaking, but it's the bars that usually cause a lot of problems for those types of gunfights. And obviously the SMG-11 likes to kick and scream a little bit, but it looks like Ariel's not going to go for bakery whatsoever. They're going to go for that freezer drop, and Problem with that is Melted is still very much at large with 3 smokes and that 1.5 on the FMG, that buffed FMG. So they're going to have to deal with Melted here. And again, it's going to come down to the closing seconds of the round, whether they're able to execute at the end.
Yeah, it's not a lot for them really here, but no, there's Force again. He's coming back. It's get 1 kill on the gunner, and he evens up the personal score once more. And now Whitlock got rather shield in VIP though, so how he can really push on this. He knows that Melt is playing in VIP, but he has nobody else to really go for crossfire, so he doesn't want to take his chance. Because actually another player looks like they're actually no, it's just him. It's just the one player. It's Forrest now down. Actually, on the other side, Melted's on his own on an island here. Jay gets killed on sight. It's now just Melted. He goes to come out and get 1 kill though. He's looking for another, but the plan has now gone as a 1v2. And no, Max, he's ready for the fight. After getting that plant down, he'll take out Melted, and Arrow Rise will take their own round.
Very convincing there from Ariel at the end, actually, because, I mean, especially from the new one, Max, apparently this is his first real competitive team. You know, he's kind of just been, you know, playing ranked with the boys, you know, like that. This is his first real, like, I'm playing comp with a real team. Obviously, he's got a lovely sporting cast here. But that was really good from him, closing frags there to allow the push through the site for that plant there, especially given where Melted was. I thought Melted was just going to deny that whole push, but it looks like they were able to just push, I believe, push down the red stairs, red tarp hallway, and just kind of push in there, which is just amazing, honestly.
Yeah, that was definitely a circumvent. We thought it was going to be, you know, a freezer take. It was going to go through VIP. They're going to take control of bar, maybe brown stairs. But no, we had only 1 player on white pushing the guy at VIP, and we had the rest of the players go down red and take control of, you know, that hallway into sight and deal with the players on site, which is really big for them. Really good round from Arrow Rise. Let's see how they do here on another site. We're going to the 2nd floor site of mining and dining. Not one you see very often. It's coming more often because of the fact that you need to be more, you know, spontaneous on these defenses, not be too predictable.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing, I imagine, interesting enough, not going to be the castle coming out. We typically see the castle come out for the 3rd floor, at least the castle, that cigar double door, where the players who are obviously going to be playing above and Christmas above mining, but it's actually not going to happen. So here's to see how APE, what's their end game for holding this. Is it going to be kind of a drop situation where you play pillars to deny mining? Because that becomes, I guess, the power position for the defense because of how the sites shift. Or are they going to just, I don't know, I'm curious to see how they're going to deal with it, because they've lost the opening duels. I mean, both of these 2 rounds convincingly to Ariel. Yeah. I mean, Ariel's started out 2 men up like in the first minute 30. This is just amazing.
It is a good fact right there. Jack of all trades, Colin and Yaga have been changing up their operators around, but Arrow Rise, I would say like they haven't changed the lineup, but they really can't in this current meta, unfortunately. Yeah, they really need all of that frag out, that explosions alongside of, you know, having Nomad to call out to take out flanks. You've seen how aggressive these teams have been so far on Ape, so having someone like Nomad is pretty important. So nice to see Arrow Rise stick in the same roster, but I think they need to for the moment, considering how Ape has been playing this.
Gotta have your 2 utilities. See Dami and Whitlock again, not wasting any time getting in the building. Rather, that's the Ash. Dami and Gunner over there, and Whitlock here playing the pillar door. They're both already dropped down into Cigar and already looking to take the fight to Ape. And again, Ape's already lost the, I guess, the angelic position over the site here. They're already pushed back to Cocktail. So Ariel, technically, if they were really feeling themselves, we saw Whitlock was on the pillar door. Pillar door's already been established. They have already established control above the site. They could technically kind of shift the focus to site now, but of course that mirror is a problem. I wonder if Gunner's
where's the 2nd mirror? Yeah, I don't see it on like the usual spot in Cocktail, but Dominic goes down. He gets taken down, but Gunner gets killed. A call out, Melted to fit to take out Kool-Aid. It's a back and forth, but right now Ape at least are kind of in the fake. So see Dom goes down, he'll be back up on 20 HP. So Apes kind of have the advantage compared to last time, but still, I guess opening duel wise, you're correct. It's still Arrow Rise. Melted takes one to Gunner though, and now instead of that opening gunfight giving the leeway to Arrow Rise, Ape is somehow able to make their way and put themselves in the lead.
Okay, so that kind of answers your question where the 2nd mirror was. It's in freezer.
Right there.
To where you can't really walk into Christmas. So that is probably why they didn't go above and buck that other mirror out. That's a headache, to say the least, I bet, for Ariel, but still a little bit of a fighting chance here, though Dami is worse on that freshly revived 20 HP. He's got Forrest. Forrest is already smelling him. He already smelled him around the corner. Gonna rotate away, but yeah, Ape pretty much had a pretty, I didn't see that mirror there in freezer. That changes things a little bit. As Whitlock taken out by Yaga, it's just Dami and Max, and you're gonna have to do some crazy stuff here. Max gonna fly off the top rope, misses the shots, shot in the back by Forrest, and it's just Dami now. It has that opening kill from round 1, but otherwise it's been kind of quiet just a little bit. He's gonna have to find 4.
Not very possible in this current situation. He's on 20 HP. He was the first person to go, well, not the first person. He went down earlier, so he has 20 HP to try and take 4 fights. That's 4 headshots he needs to win this round. That's all but over. He could probably wait and really talk it out with his team, or he can try to go for it, try to come out. But he sees one over 90. But the Banshees put him up. The smoke's coughing up, and he'll cough the smoke out and die to that smoke. And Ape will take a second defense for Cafe.
And that mirror strategy is pretty. That's I'm struggling to think of an appropriate word for how frustrating that is. You have to cross into Christmas.
Hey, it's like chess. They had
You
one.
just
They
can't.
had one mirror to cover the other mirror, like you do in chess, but you have a piece with another piece.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I think of is like maybe he could run across Christmas with his pistol out and then buck the mirror. But obviously, I think that mirror's in sight of like the mirror watching Freezer. So that is just a headache, to say the least, to have to deal with. And ARIAL took their shot at it. They tried to take I mean, they've been winning the duels on Ape when they can actually get them. But when you're playing behind mirrors like that, it's like, it becomes like D-Day for the attackers. It's pretty tough.
Yeah, it seems so painful to go through all of that just to make their way, just to get that vertical pressure in the first place. So it's not crazy to expect them to lose those kind of rounds, but it is crazy the fact that ARIAL still are getting those opening picks. So they're the ones that are making these opening picks. They are getting that advantage in a few of these rounds, and it's still not able to get that round one though.
I mean, it's tough, but you're definitely seeing why they picked attack first. Definitely, I could see their confidence kind of shining through in their play. Hopefully it's gonna hopefully shine through for a couple more round wins. So as we see, Ape is still gonna be setting up that it's not gonna be the Capkin strat on the second floor, it doesn't look like, but they're still setting up to hold mostly horizontal on that first floor.
Yeah, they're bringing the cast along this time, and no cap cans, no entry denial devices to really deal with them, because I don't know if the entry denials really did anything that round either when they had the cap can out.
Pain 2.0 too strong. They just found every trap and then just ran at Yaga. And obviously once the traps are dead, I don't think Capkin has barbed wire, there's nothing else that's really helping you there. So it's just, that was your trick and they didn't fall for it. And ARIAL Rise, how are they going to handle this one? I mean, it came down to the last second heroics of Max. I think his 2 kills that he's gotten for the game so far were in that round that they won on the first floor. So they're going to have to be a little bit more decisive if they want this one to go well. I think they kind of realized their mistakes, especially on those, in terms of the opening duels. Not really playing as hardcore on that second floor. So ARIAL's going to have to work this without potentially getting those picks that they enjoyed the first couple rounds.
Yeah, definitely agree. It seems like they're really good in the initial pick. They get that first kills. They're able to take control really well, but then they can't convert that to an execute on some of these rounds, though. Not all of them, some of them, but especially this one here on kitchen service, kitchen cooking. They were unable to really figure it out unless they went through. They were able to get 2 kills at the end there. They kind of went to last second thing where they were able to get those picks pushed into sight and make it work. So let's see if they have more time to work with. Domina's already down looking upstairs. Like they've taken control first or second and third floor. So now they get to work. Gunner's gonna try his way, open this floor and try and find any defenders, at least push them out of sight though. And that looks like that hatch will be open as well. And they have to be careful with C4s though. Looks like there's like 1 C4 available. No, actually no C4s. No C4s from Ape whatsoever. So they have no worries here if they're gonna go open the floor rather than SMG-11 from J maybe shoot in the face.
There are Pokeballs, but there are no C4s. This is ARIAL establishing full top floor control. They're going to be able to nomad off their flanks. Flanks aren't going to be much of a factor here. But again, this player in VIP is going to be a point of contention yet again. ARIAL got away with not pushing him before because there weren't that many men for Ape. It was kind of a man disadvantage situation for Ape. Now that they've got 5 up, not clearing VIP successfully this time could prove disastrous. And it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of focus there. There's at least 3 players on this hatch right now for ARIAL.
Yeah, this is kind of where they're starting to slow it down. This is the problem sometimes we see with this team so far, is that there are points where they don't get those picks, and now they have to figure out what is the main goal, what is the goal now, what is the unified push now. They're gonna push for VIP, are they gonna push for bakery? They haven't really made a decision. Like they're still looking for picks, but time is running out. There's only 30 seconds left to go. They have to make a push now, and they have to make a unified push to get rid of some of these defenders. And this push on the VIP is so very difficult. You have the shield and the smoke behind him as well. Can he even get in there? Looks like they'll sort that one out. And actually a push from the defender. Jay, the smoke walks out. He'll lose it out to Dami. And now Yaga, though, at least behind him. So at least try and slow down that push down. And they actually drop down the hatch in the freezer. There's a kill from Call It, though. He knows that drop down gets smacked. Whitlock gets melted, though, so it's back and forth here. Kool-Aid begins to play for the diffuser. So is there going to be a denial, though? Gunner gets one in the forest. People flanking can't make those flanks work. Whitlock is another. Yaga gets one, but he'll get finished out Whitlock as well. Whitlock has 3 for the round. Arrow Rise will somehow take that round when it really came down to what, 5v5? 4v4, 5v5?
I mean, it was just it was a melee. Started with Jay, and Mr. Dami hit him with a right hook, shut that down. And honestly, that's where it kind of went downhill. I mean, we saw that was actually kind of simultaneous. Jay pushed out into the hallway as the hatch drop came through from Max, and that was just either bad timing for Jay or just really good timing for Max. I mean, whichever way you want to pull it, it was pretty darn good for ARIAL to just drop down in there and take Jay out simultaneously. That power position Jay's in, and it's just from there. I mean, Callout was in a position to potentially stop the cross and the plant. I think he found one player, but it just wasn't enough. I mean, I think the rest of his team kind of melted after that. No pun intended.
No pun intended. Yeah, it seemed like they seemed to understand what was happening, but at that point, Arrow Rise had their crosses covered. They had the angles. They knew what was going on. They were able to deal with any flanks, any aggression from Ape at that point, get the plant down. So unfortunate for Ape that round, but Arrow Rise, great execute, great way to figure that out, and unfortunately for Ape, some of those turnouts that Russian doesn't turn out well for them.
Sometimes you turn left and you end up going right. And Ape's gonna be bringing out probably the same type of strategy that they brought out for the mining site. Mira on that call it the plywood wall. Maybe that's disputed. Forest is reinforcing it right now, that wall. They're gonna put a mirror there. The wall's gonna be open. It's gonna be some long, painful angles for the attack should they drop down red. We also see the mirror in bathroom, which is just extra insurance because that watches the default plant as well. So yeah. the red push is just, I don't see an end game where the red push is going to be very happy.
This is where the buck would be nice actually, but they brought a sledge instead.
So I mean, unless he throws the hammer up and breaches the floor that way, he might have some issues. Now,
speaking of issues.
Yeah, I mean, he can still, obviously, we still talk about it. I mean, Dami can still bring, like, Ash charge. We see him already pushed into white, actually. Oh. He could totally get this entry back here, but he doesn't. And he's taken out by Forest. First, I believe that's the first, like, opening kill one for Ape, at least in the first minute.
Yes, that is true. That's Ape's first pick of the game so far.
Yeah, I mean, which is huge because I was going to say, as Kool-Aid trades Forest immediately, what I was going to say is that Ash could still Ash charge up at those key spots that we see in Cocktail. It's not like, the end of the world. Technically, I mean, Zofia and Ash together, you can just kind of blow up enough of the floor to make that push work. But we see Ape's actually, I mean, we see Whitlock's looking at it. He's looking and reading because he sees these reinforcements. He's believing that Ape is actually playing for the potential of that strat to come through. They know that typically teams are going to push red when this mirror set up. They're going to push below, they're going to push white, and that's what they've set up to prevent. It's kind of like a preemptive defense for Ape, and it's pretty powerful because obviously ARIAL's still confused. They're not sure what they're looking at.
Yeah, it really becomes the mirrors are a deterrent. They don't want to deal with those mirrors. They don't want to deal with this open holes everywhere and those black mirrors able to see them. And Melt's actually playing downstairs. I didn't know they had players downstairs still. Looks like he's trying to play reading for as long as possible. He's one person looking up. It's Whitlock, unaware that reading was not clear. It's another player in Fireplace will be the second person trying to take this fight. Melted at this point could back up. What through the wall? Was that a Z ping? I don't know where the information was, but he will deal with Kool-Aid immediately through the wall. Great wall bang from Melted. Now we're down to a 2v4 from Arrow Rise. They're gonna have to try and pull this back if they can, even if they want to deal with it. They got to deal with Melted first, and he's still walking on the second floor.
Yeah, the jammers are real. He's gonna find his third. That's Gunner deleted. And now it's just Max. Max is probably like, what the heck? I'm out of drones. I don't know what to do. He's gonna have to at least trade this kill. On the Melted, doesn't look the right time. Looks again, Melted runs into it, dead. And then there's one above him. Freezer, of course, and it's just, Max is gonna have to walk through Hell and back. He's gonna have to walk through Malus. He's a smoke with, he just threw his first smoke at least. He's just totally smoking out white right now. Not much Max can do here with his health, but man, we talk about how Ape just big brained him. They had the mirror set up so they know they're not going to push red. And then they have the reading set up so that the inevitable white push is going to just struggle. The reading setup with the mute jammers and all that good stuff. It's just really good preemptive defense from APE. That's what you expect out of a pro league contending team. Really.
Definitely, yeah. So they're 3-2 in the lead here for the side of APE. They can make this 4-2 as you expect on Cafe, but ARIAL Rise, they have the chance to make 3-3, end this on a good note for them onto their defensive half.
I mean, that being said, yeah, 3-3 isn't the end of the world, especially ARIAL. I mean, they wanted this. They wanted to attack first. They wanted to smoke. And to go 3-3 isn't the end of the world, especially when you're going to have the mirror defenses yourself going to your defense half. I don't know if APE is going to have a magical, counter to these mirror strats. Maybe they're going to know how to counter the strats that they play. But I guess I'm thinking ahead. We still have to play this last defense. It's the first defense that APE has won a site other than Fireplace.
That's true, actually, yeah. They won reading Fireplace, mining Fireplace, and bar console now.
Yeah, that's interesting. A lot of it came down to late round heroics, though, and I think, especially on this site, again, we're going to be seeing, obviously, the variation. We're not going to see mining versions like we're going to be seeing reading and Fireplace. We're going to see whether ARIAL's going to be able, they're able to get those entry picks, at least when there's not a mirror, like, blocking the whole, that can see the whole third floor. They can get their entry picks. Question is, are they going to be able to close? This was the big issue. The last time they pushed this side, it was just Kool-Aid walking through a Malusi, kind of losing his mind and planting with zeros on the clock. It's got to be a little more decisive.
Yeah. It's something too, like APE that round 2, they were able to come back, they were able to make those plays to put them back, at least in contention with ARIAL Rise, even though, again, you said before, that initial pick, that initial roam clear in the beginning was so very efficient from ARIAL Rise. So whether or not they still put that same amount of aggression and same amount of effort into this top floor, if they can just let ARIAL Rise take it, so they can make it a 5v5 in the end rather than, a 3v3 or a 3v4 or 3v5.
And I think, again, if the mirror not being in play is usually playing into their favor, at least if you looked at the lineup versus their success, the mirror not being in play for APE is definitely going to make a difference here for ARIAL on the entry. I believe they have success. They don't have to run into that, and they seem to have the drop on this player who's playing under the hatch, near the hatch, and Cigar is, I believe he's taken out there by Gunner holding the skylight, tried to run away, and he gets smirked in the doorway trying to escape.
Yeah, it's Yaga to get taken out, and Call Out though gets one back. He'll trade out Kool-Aid, so no more air jets from Kool-Aid. But yeah, that's the same play from last time he got killed at the first time they played this site. It was Yaga trying to play aggressive. He gets taken out immediately by one player. Jump out though from Forrest. He gets one overt headshot in the head to Whitlock. There's the trade back. It's 4v3, but can someone from ARIAL take this kill right here as he runs back to White trying to get back into sight? You can see one of the players is taking down the doorway from the walk back in. Great play from APE to work that out, put them in the man advantage, though they have control upstairs.
Yeah, it's my favorite word, a tragic little run out for Whitlock. He's playing the pinch, he's playing the cutoff. Unfortunately, it's just there's no Claymore, I believe, at least to trade that. He just kind of jumps out and flops on the ground and lives. He probably put the Claymore in the wrong window or something. You don't have 3 Claymores typically. That's not really a thing these days. So Whitlock, unfortunately, just miscalculated. And Gunner's going to try to go for a trade here. I wonder if he has the drop on somebody. No, he's just crouching down there looking for a drink at the bar on the first floor. Gunner is not of age. Why are you down there drinking, son?
Oh,
well, Melted is lurking. Melted's just lurking because he knows Gunner's breaking the law. Gunner's just looking for a ghost at this point. He actually finds Melted. Wow, that's interesting. that was a flick and a half.
It looks like, yeah, Call Out and Melted are trying to pinch Gunner here, even though they're on defense, but it doesn't work well as Melted gets his head taken off and Gunner now walks away up brown stairs. Call Out still is able to become red stairs, maybe get the flank here onto these two players pushing into reading. He is low on HP though, so it could not work out. Max ready for a push in. He'll walk right to the Banshee. That signifies where he's planting. Gunner taking a lot of damage. Looks to get in the fight with somebody. He'll get in the fight with one. He'll die to Forrest. Dami will get the kill on the J though. Max will refrag Forrest. So now it's down to just call it a 1v2. This could be a 3-3 to ARIAL Rise needs, but time is running out and they have to go for the plant. Is the diffuser in their hands? Yes, Max has it. He's going for the plant on the corner reading. He has cover from Dami. Dami just needs to waste time and not get killed up. But no call. What a shot. Plant goes down though. Max down to 1v1. He goes around the corner. It's a trade actually. But ARIAL, actually no, it's not a trade. I lied. It's not a trade. Max gets that in the call up. I'm crazy, but
oh, it's a trade. Nope. Max just smoked him.
I read it
Max
too quickly.
is just crazy.
Max is insane with the Bearing 9 too for you as well.
Yeah, that's the second round, at least on their attack half, where he was just pretty darn clutch at the end for his team, and that's what you need from your support. He doesn't need to get kills all the time, and needs to get them when it matters, and that's about as close to when it matters as it gets. And this is what I was talking about at the beginning of last round. This is where it gets interesting. Ape is probably going to have something in mind for, you know, the long range mirrors and all that good stuff. And he doesn't even stick it. I thought he was going to bring a Montaigne, because a Montaigne would have been something that would have made things a little easier for ARIAL. I don't think they have a Montaigne player. I don't believe anyone. ARIAL is probably proficient with Montaigne. But Forest, we've seen, like, at least from Older United, we've seen them run like shields and stuff before. But this, he's just not going to stick it. He's just going to disappoint me. I thought we were going to see a Monty.
You want something different. You want something new, but no. The shields, especially the shield break, though. I don't think the shields are really the play right now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he sixed it, so he scared them. They're probably like, oh my god, it's Monty. You know, he sixed it and all that good stuff. But we do see the buck coming out from 8, so it's kind of more of what I was going to say, though. I mean, they're just probably not going to push top red at all, and they're going to use that buck to eviscerate that A site, the cocktail side, the east side. And 8, shocking, 8 does not bring electrical wall denial.
Well, Maverick on the board, it's kind of pointless, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and we saw, ARIAL was running, at least towards the beginning of their attack half, they were running a lot of Maverick. And when you see Maverick picked in the, you know, pregame or the pre-round operator, it's like, you know, why are we bringing Bandit? He has Mav, you know, so that's probably why, I imagine.
It's interesting to see. They didn't really open any walls too much either, really.
Yeah, I mean, it, you know, and I mean, it's just like a lot of it wasn't really a breach wall opening type scenario. It was just kind of like, you know, hatch dropping like on the first floor site, et cetera, et cetera. And this is an interesting little entry point for 8. They're going to be clearing top up, and they're going to find Whitlock. Whitlock's probably like, what the heck are these guys doing?
I agree too. Like, you're just like, go check mind your own business. Don't just walks in and guns you down. Like, wait, where'd you? What?
Yeah, like a parade of drones, like a convoy. They're going to clear from bottom red up, and they're going to find Whitlock. So ARIAL's starting to lose the entry duels a little bit here, starting to lose that advantage that they had to start the game. And Ape's looking like they're going to be going for that cocktail take. We see the pings going out on that eastern side. And that's exactly where J on Buck is going. So this is going to be a question of where ARIAL's able to wrestle back control.
Downstairs?
Yeah,
oh, Max still roaming.
How did he get there?
Oh, what?
The clear's not working.
He just watched. Did he just watch Whitlock die and was like, I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah, like what the heck's happening? I'm gonna hide in freezer with me.
Jay with another one though on to Gunner. I think Gunner was on site. He's the Maestro, so probably was in cocktail. He'll lose his life too. And there's one kill. There's the flank here from Max. He'll take on Yagi. He's looking for the second one. He'll get a second one on the J2, but he'll get refragged immediately by Kalo, unfortunately. But still, great flank from Max.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine he got a lot of bucking done, but it doesn't really matter. Considering there's only 2 players for ARIAL left, it's not really a question of him playing a power position. It's a question of whether Ape is going to be able to actually pinch them out. I mean, someone could technically come in from top red now, or even come up. I mean, there's a lot more options. The map is a little bit less claustrophobic when you're dealing with only 2 defenders. So Ape, despite the loss of the buck, should be able to get things going. That's exactly what Calt's going to. He's going to push from the red side and kind of split the defenders here.
Yeah, so this could be anywhere. They can go anywhere. They can drop down new hatch. They can go through Christmas if they want to, because they can only watch so much. The 2 people available. It's Kool-Aid and Dami in the world against 3 players from 8. But they have a lot of control here too. They just gotta watch for bathroom, which is where I believe Dami is right now. So they had to go for that play. The Banshee is there too to, you know, signify someone's there. But Forrest, he'll jump to the window. Cocktail. It's like one multiple finish off Dami, and 8 will take their first attack.
Yeah, that was. I mean, despite Max's best efforts, just was unable to wrestle control back for his team. That the explosive sparky entry from the small bakery window up red just wasn't enough.
That was different. That was definitely different.
Hey, I can't say I've seen that one before. Hey, you know what? Life comes at you quick sometimes. Life changes on you.
It worked.
You know?
Hey, it worked though. Got them to win.
I know. I would love to hear Whitlock's reaction. What the heck?
What?
How? I'm dead. Brr, dead. You see his health on the top left just disappearing. He's just dead. Like what? But yeah, that's a unique clear. And Forrest is just playing with us at this point. The Amaru power punch, or pack a punch into Zofia.
Oh, I want to see Amaru play.
I mean, I see that in ranked. I see that. That's a ranked special. The Amaru through the east windows, but we aren't seeing that because Forrest is boring. But this is yeah, they're gonna be bringing the buck again. Same lineup for Ape. I mean, this is the theme. Teams both bring the same attack lineup. They're gonna be bringing the same stuff, and they're probably gonna have the same type of thing, the same plan in mind. They're not gonna push Bakery with the buck out. You know, he's not gonna, you know, utility dump in Bakery. They're gonna push top down, and they're gonna use that buck to buck stuff, and we're gonna be seeing the classic horizontal hold as well from ARIAL. I mean, it's kind of playing out the same way.
Yeah, they still the same rotate from Freezer outside into that white hallway. Probably someone playing like Whitlock or the smoke of Kool-Aid will play probably in VIP with a shield, I'm assuming. We'll see what happens exactly, but it seems to be working out that way. So yeah, we talked about before, I never saw a bit, I never saw Kaid from the side, or Cade, from the side of Ape, but we see it coming out from Aerial Rise. So are they thinking that they're going to make a bakery push or open these walls with some kind of hard breach?
It's possible, but I just feel like this is definitely going to be some. I mean, Gunner is in a predicament. Is he going to do?
He's playing hide and seek.
He's waiting for this top down clear. That is coming. That's 100% coming. I wonder how many pests he has up there. That's not something that's on the UI yet. But he's lurking here, and Melted's just saw him on drone, I imagine. Z-Ping's coming out. What is this? This guy's hard against the core. What's he doing? And Melton Gunner runs away. He's going to get away because the push wasn't there. Obviously, for AP, he's going to get able to escape for now. Whitlock.
Oh, well, yeah.
Playing.
He's got help at least, and I don't see through that hatch really. If they, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think Jay's having personal issues with this hatch. He's going to drop down. Yeah, blindsided obviously. So he's going to push down, and I mean, yeah, there's 2 roamers up there for ARIAL. Interesting.
I'm assuming they're trying to waste time.
Yeah, I mean, you assume these things, but ARIAL.
He just threw that into a Bozzy pest.
I still see Gunner up here. He is still at large. Gunner is still a problem, and Whitlock is still playing. This is usually teams, what Benny was about to say, they usually fall off. Gunner and Whitlock don't fall off. Gunner and Whitlock take fights. Whitlock got shot and didn't react. But Gunner is still...
He's oh my, he is trailing around and just persisting so long on upstairs defense. He's waiting for, he's just trying to bait out even more time. And he gets the headshot on Jay because Jay could barely see him in bar there. Great shots on the Gunner, and he's playing this roaming, lurking role so well right now.
Yeah, I mean, Whitlock died for a good reason. This is already a winning advantage for ARIAL. Even if Gunner dies here and loses this fight to Nomad, they've won the roam here. The Buck's dead. Zophia's dead. You've got very poor vertical destruction. You've got very pathetic amount of time. 50 seconds here, and a lot of things to deal with. Maestro cans that are likely still large. Smokes from Kool-Aid. And of course, Max, the guy who's actually been he's at the top of the leaderboard right now as the support in his first real debut as a competitive player.
Those late game flanks are working for Max though. Max on those late game flanks, those late game clutches has been fantastic. Let's see how I do here as that's Kool-Aid working around, waiting for what exactly Ape is going to pull here. If they're going to pull down that bakery take, red stairs, where are they going to go? Looks like you hear something going off in the distance. Sounds like a Ace Charger Selma, as they're still looking at trying to find any kind of fix to the floor. But it's only 15 seconds left to go for Ape. They're going to make a freezer drop. Seems like there's Yaga with the first drop. Dami is there with the Alder, ready to take a fight. He doesn't look right though, as Yaga gets shot by that, but they're going to trade out from one. As he actually gets 2. Dami gets both Yaga and Melted. No trade for Ape whatsoever. Last plays in VIP. Max gets the last one to call out, and Arrow Rise will take that first defense.
Whitlock and Gunner get the award for greatest roam of the day, at least so far. Through like
Dude, Gunner
rounds.
was just literally just persisting so long. He was dodging, dipping, just evading like he was playing a different game.
Yeah, he's dipping, shucking, and ducking. And I mean, Whitlock, let's be honest, he died very unceremoniously. He's just sitting there, and I think he's probably hearing 2 different. That's one of those parts, like in this game of Siege that we play, where there's sound. It can be very deceiving. You probably heard someone above and below, and on his right, on his left, and the east and the south, and all that. But those 2 together, definitely though, that was.
Whitlock unfortunately not Whitlock. Dami was unfortunately the sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean it was the chungas on that room were very large. Let's just say, and I gotta credit ARIAL Rise for that one, and I love whoever makes these little texts pop up. Something's cooking. ARIAL have won every round on Kitchen. They've been pretty convincing. What'd you say?
Very convincing so far. Yeah, it's been interesting to see so far. Let's see how they go. Bar Cocktail top floor in defense. What exactly will Ape do this time to win this site?
I mean, I'm wondering if ARIAL has the same. I mean, clearly they don't, because they aren't playing the Mira that Ape is. This is, I guess, the second time in a row that they aren't really doing that. I mean, we saw the first time this site went through the vaunted bottom red clear. But both this round and the last round that this site was played, ARIAL hasn't played the Mira. They're just playing this kind of traditionally as if Mira's not an operator. So they clearly don't have that in their playbook, or rather they don't want to show it today. And Ape is just gonna really have a traditional kind of path here. They're just gonna be able to take top red if they want.
Yeah, this is a very normal defense on the top floor. Just reinforcing all freezer, reinforcing all bathroom.
It's not as much as a mind screw as what Ape is playing on defense. This is just pretty stereotypical defense on Cafe. Oh. With maybe less shields, actually, just one shield. We usually see a lot of shields towards like Pixel.
Where is that shield anyway, too? It's not, is it in Pixel?
I mean, it may have already been destroyed considering lack of Wamai.
True, that's true. Yeah, like Wamai, it's probably been dealt with already.
Yeah, so I mean, y'all just gonna swing in. I mean, this is just comparatively to what Ape had set up for the Christmas red pushes. This is very soft from ARIAL. They're just kind of giving it to them. No one really playing Pixel or anything. So I think they're really relying on those. There's 2 C4s below. That could be a problem. But I mean, that's a lot of reliance on that.
Yeah, last time like Max Rome worked well because they went for that bottom red all the way running up second floor and clearing off second floor. So Max Rome worked very well. But Max, he has a C4 at least instead of Rome, but there's nobody there below him to really be affecting. So he should be able to get a C4 off onto somebody inside of Christmas maybe. But he needs information to do that well though, as he's waiting for a call out. Domi looking for a chance to run it on somebody, maybe repelling on those cocktail windows. But it looks like Jay's just in freezer.
I mean, this is kind of what happens when things are so soft. Jay's going for the power play. He smokes Kool-Aid Forest, destroying Gunner as well, and the call likely going to start that plant any second. ARIAL's the C4's going to have to come from Max. Max, where are you? Earth to Max. He C4's nothing. He doesn't get the right call, and it's going to be 8 with the most decisive plant of the day so far. And now, what the? He gets air jabbed. He gets deleted, and now it's just Whitlock in a depressing 1-on-5. What in the world just happened?
That's what happens when you just let them take Christmas at a free 99. They just walk in to take the fights, and there's one at least for Whitlock. Gets one on the J, but it's not much. You still have to get 4 more, and he's down to 20 HP. There's not a lot of health here for Whitlock to go off of in these fights. He's looking around left and right, trying to see if there's anybody inside of Christmas. Red stairs, though, it's Yaga to finish him off. And Ape will take round 9 as, yeah, it seems like Aerial Rise gave him quite a lot of territory.
Yeah, that was, I mean, it was a shotgun duel. Kool-Aid and Jay Jay's shotgun's a little bit better. And Buck's shotgun is one of the most scrumptious shotguns in the game, unfortunately, for Kool-Aid. So he just kind of ran in and 2-pump chumped him. Took control of Freezer, and from there, I mean, it was just lights out for Ape. Just utter dominance. 5-man up plant on Cafe top floor. That's a rare sight.
That was very, that you don't see very often, unfortunately. So we'll see. ARIAL Rise go now to Reading and Fireplace. They're not looking good. It's looking like if this keeps going back and forth, maybe we're going overtime at this point. Both teams going 3-3 on their defense halves.
Yeah, I mean, it's just no one's really taken a 2-round lead yet. It's just been back and forth. Back and forth. Seesaw. And ARIAL, I mean, Ape's looking pretty decisive on their attacks lead so far. I don't know if this is a round where Ape's going to be able to pull away, or if ARIAL's just going to keep it going. But see, Max is bringing out that pulse. That's a curious decision. We don't really see a lot. I mean, honestly, I don't see like as much pulse as you used to see, like back in the day. Pulse is like wow, pulse. This is crazy.
It's more like they have a specific strategy, specific roams for specific, sites for pulse now at this point, really.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't really fit into the meta as much as like obviously in the past. It's like,
yeah,
because you're not gonna bring pulse over Valkyrie. Like Valkyrie's just better right now, the pings and everything. And yeah, I mean, when Ape uses their 6th pick, speaking of that, it's usually Forest trolling us. He's not picking the shield. He's not
picking
the armor.
He's not picking any of that. He's just trolling us.
Yeah, he's just trolling. But I mean, he's playing mind games. So I mean, it's effective use. At least he's using it, right? At least he's not just picking up and not using a 6th pick. It's something a lot of inexperienced teams don't really use actually. So
Yeah. So first defense, first reading and fireplace defense from the side of Arrow Rise. Is this going to be a same kind of really confident, really efficient roam clear from Ape like they saw from Arrow Rise, or are they going to be able to hold this top floor for a longer time compared to Ape?
I mean, it doesn't look like the top floor is a concern for Yaga. He's already in train. 50 seconds in, he's on the gates of the site. Problem is, there is a very much a Melusi there, a Banshee, a Wub Wub. So he's not going to just crouch walk through the site or anything. And Max's tabs on this as well. He's pulsing them from a very safe position. So the rest of his team likely going to change their plans here, realizing what Ape's doing. They aren't really pushing that top floor whatsoever, really.
Yeah, at this point, dude, Max pick up pulse is perfect for this. They able to read quickly what's going on. Yaga looking to clear out anybody inside of pillars in that corner as well, but nobody's there. So how will Aerial Rise position themselves for his push as Yaga looking to destroy any kind of utility in that fireplace entryway? As Yaga is still looking around, he's still trying to find anything else he can destroy, but there's no picks. Nobody's peeking out from the side of Aerial Rise. They're all waiting with information from Max, which is really good here.
I mean, they still have full top floor control. It looks like Callout's starting a little bit of a solo alert there with the hard breach, but for the most part, they've got control vertically. They probably have someone playing on white stairs to deny the fireplace push, the crouch walk through there. So that's probably not going to happen for Ape unless someone wants to die, unless they have a death wish. And pillars is still a problem when you've got players playing their cocktails. So Ape's going to have to kind of work some magic here and kind of dip around these angles that Ariel is set up. I mean, that's kind of hard to do though when Max is just calling everything you're doing.
Yeah, Colin takes a bit of damage, looks like, maybe from one of the smoke something, but he sees one on Jay, sees one on white. It's Gunner, his head gets taken off, and there's the first pick for Ape. They're trying to turn this around with these first picks. He's another though, it takes two. Forrest gets one on the Max. It's falling apart for Aerial Rise, but Domi takes back into one. Yaga gets one, but Callout and Melton will finish off Domi and Whitlock. It's Ape take another round, and what seemed like they were trying to be manipulated there, but at that point they just walk in and start taking fights, and Jay wins those fights apparently too.
I mean, I was gonna say that Jay's push there on bottom white was the only thing that wasn't really being watched, and Gunner was waiting for it. Gunner was like, I smell you, I hear you, I know you're here. It's just Jay's good. Jay, I mean, there's, I don't know what happened. I'll be honest, I don't know why he was removed from Beast Coast per se. I don't know this whole story. I'm not gonna preach on what I don't know, but Jay was pretty darn good when I saw him in season 11. Jay was looking like a prospect last time we saw him in Challenger League. So for him to just go up bottom white like that, smokes Gunner. I mean, smokes Gunner like a barbecue North Carolina brisket. Walks up, and the rest of his team just initiated the execute on that 90 hallway, actually, like between the sides, and just won every gunfight, and of course push pillars as well, even with players cocktail. That's just
insane.
They just established control. They put on the pants, and this is the first time there's been a multi-round lead for either team.
Yep, this is a two rounds in a row here from the side of Ape. So they're starting to pull away. Now a match point for more than anything. This is where Aerial Rise now to bring it back. It is Ape's map pick though, so you expect this, but at the same time, Aerial Rise started this up really well.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely competing. This is, I mean, again, these are guys you may not know compared to like the players in Ape. They don't have the clout. I hate that word. They don't have, the swag and the clout that Ape has, right? They're just kind of unknown T3 players, but they're definitely proving that just because you're not known doesn't mean that you can't shoot straight and you can't compete with these known guys who have Twitter followers. They're definitely putting out a statement here. They've done it in previous leagues too. I mean, they've had success against PogChamp in other leagues. So, I mean, hey, it translates.
Translates well, yeah. They have experience and they're showing it off here against Ape, but we'll see what happens if Ape can close out this round, and we'll go on to Aerial Rise map pick constant next, or can Aerial Rise keep bringing it back here on defense? Because you expect defense to do well here on Cafe, but it seems that's not the case here on today's Cafe between these two teams. The attacking side seems to be the more favored instead, compared to usual.
I mean, it's a lot more just competitive for the attack. They're a lot more, I mean, they're having a lot more success than you typically see, that's for sure. And Ape again gonna be doing a lot of work here with the buck. I mean, last round, he just hit a crosswalk with the buck, but he's gonna be using the buck here to initiate some vertical pressure. But the problem was before was that duo. I wonder if they're in each other's bio, Whitlock and Gunner. on the
Hey,
duo.
are they duo? Are they duo?
Are they
They've left
duos?
top floor already though. They're already on the bottom floor.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting, we're gonna see more fireworks out of that duo, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be the case. They're just gonna go back. Yaga's already holding the cutoff here, so it's, yeah, they're gone. They're still there. They'd be dead. So they're gone. And that was kind of the one thing that went, Aerial Rise's way the last time this site was played. So, I mean, look at that. They're all just playing near the what do you call it? The red tarp hallway.
Sitting by bars, sitting by brown stairs.
long
They're now
red.
waiting for any more information from the side of APE. What are they going to push? Are they going to make this a bakery red stairs push? Or are they going to go for that white stairs push like they've seen before? But of course, they're going to go to work though. Jay's going to start opening up the floor and look for anybody on site. I'll open up bakery actually. Open up that small breaking window. Are they going to make a bakery push the first time in this game?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing when you kind of, I understand why Gunnar and Whitlock kind of gave it up. They've kind of played their card, but it's like, this is what happens when you kind of give things up. Ape has a lot of options here. They can still break, they can buck up the floor, and they can also just still continue to go for like the freezer push and all that good stuff.
Where's the electric claws?
Yeah, I imagine the electric claw is on freezer, like at least one of them. But that electric claw can be dealt with by grenades, usually, which we aren't actually seeing from Ape. And Yaga is the only one that could technically blow up that claw. I think Forrest can as well, actually. Pretty sure he probably dealt with it. What I'm getting at is there's a lot that Ape can open, but it looks like they actually aren't going to use the aces on the hatch. Jay going to be taken out from above, interestingly enough. Gunnar, how in the world are you up there? What is this? Did he just teleport? Oh, he's up there. He's up there with Nomad up. So he somehow got upstairs, and this could be the push. Oh, he's dead. I mean, I thought that could be the stopgap. Gunnar in that position, but he's dead. And all out, he's concerned about Coat here. He's going to have to work his way past it. Forrest taking that gunfight on the player Coat. That's huge. The Maestro peeking through this long red hallway. And Colt's going to start the plant. Dami, you've got to take that gunfight in the hallway and swing on the flanker. It's not going to happen. Yaga going to find Dami, and it's just Whitlock now. I mean, the plant actually starting for Ape, and my goodness.
This is
But this isn't over. This isn't over by a long shot. Whitlock has a Yaga on 1 HP, and Yaga, where in the world are you? Yaga's in a position where he is very much not near this diffuser. He's above. Yeah, he's above. I don't know if Whitlock's ready for that one. Defuse gonna start, and the pixel peek from Yaga through the bars, and that is gonna be Ape. I mean, it's a dramatic ending, but my goodness, I thought Gunnar was gonna have the play there to be above, but unfortunately, just I don't know how Forrest killed him, to be honest. I wonder if Forrest just ran up red, killed him. I don't know.
I probably did. Gunnar just ran up red to get the kill if he got the call out where he was. But either way, so we have Ape winning their map pick of Kef.
Like Whitlock, Gunnar, and Kool-Aid were teammates together, right? I hope they stay teammates in the future. I hope it's something that, they don't have a new mix of people come when they're all 18, but of course people turn 18 at different times, and that's typically what happens as well. These race teams. But we're gonna see
Capital Thatcher, Valkyrie, Pulse. Interesting.
I mean, I told y'all why Valkyrie is annoying. Z-pinging. Nobody wants to deal with that. But Pulse. That's a ban. That's a good one, because I mean,
last time we see a Pulse ban was that Canadian game.
Yeah, Pulse is like, you can pulse like a lot of stuff from the basement, and especially on the lobby site. Pulse is just freaking annoying, right? Because not really a way to deal with the C4s up the hatches from the basement to stop like the typical lobby plants, unless you ban Pulse. So that's a good ban for most of the sites, honestly. It's even archives tellers, you're not going to be able.
That's what we saw from there was OCG versus PDHM, I think it was.
Yeah, I mean,
what was that one?
They were like banning Pulse.
They brought Nook and they planted because Nook's invisible to cams. You don't have a pulse to pulse her out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Are these guys big brain enough to do that? Potentially.
We'll see. We're not going to split side yet, though. We're going to basement. We're going to kitchen and garage first.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a pretty powerful ban there, that Pulse. I'm curious to see how that one plays out. But Ape bringing the Mira, bringing the classic Jaeger on my combo.
Oh, but you said Nomad wasn't banned though.
Yeah, and I mean, the Nomad is at large, probably because Ariel's attacking first. That's the best thing I can come up with, because they want to use it themselves, obviously. So, they go up on attack and have momentum, and then, squeak a couple rounds out. I mean, that's fine.
It works. It works. It works. It works. Let's see how they work this out. We'll start the round out and see where they push first. Are they going to go upstairs and clear below, or are they going to go straight to start? Looks like they're going straight, maybe going straight to admin. Maybe you see a lot of teams do. Oh my God, Silver Plus.
Yep. I mean, you hate to see it. Forest, very much in prime position to stop the admin clear that we typically see on this basement site. He's already destroyed a drone, which is 2 of them. This is tumultuous for ARIAL because they're probably like, where the heck is this Jaeger now? And you can't just give up on the push now because you're already here. You already spawned on this side. Everyone's already set up for this. So you can't give up on the push.
There's some of a setup in tellers too.
I mean, they've got a teller set up. A lot coming out here. The pinch coming out from ARIAL and the teller setup. This is going to be a interesting interaction and tale of events. As Yaga is sitting here with no mirror. He didn't actually place a mirror there. Forrest is still holding firm here, though.
He has an ADS too to support him too. So he brought 1 ADS to sit in admin with him so he could not get grenaded out. But it doesn't matter. He gets head taken off by Whitlock. Now take control admin. So there was the pinch. Can they get rid of Yaga, who was playing on those Visa stairs? And yes, they can. Gunnar takes out Yaga, and that's a great start for ARIAL Eyes.
This is again where ARIAL's keeping this theme of dominating on the opening kills. At least from how they started last map. It didn't really go that way the whole rest of the game, but it's almost like deja vu. It's a 3 versus 5 from 8 in the first minute 30, and ARIAL's got plenty to work with, but they're gonna have to work the vertical pressure as they should. They've got the sledge. They've got, Dami's probably not gonna ash charge the floor. He's gonna deal with Malusis and stuff like that, Banshees, but ARIAL's got a lot to work with and a lot of real estate.
Yeah, they should have a lot of time here at least, or some amount of time to just use the sledge and open up the floor. Make sure nobody's there. And again, talk with the Nomad. Kool-Aid can air jab every single staircase, so there can't be no flanks. So there can't be anything at least without some kind of noise and giveaway for those flankers. And so now at this point, there it is. This is gonna come out. The vertical pressure should push call out back. The walls get opened up too by Max. So now they still have to try and contend with them pushing and planting on White Van, while also having vertical pressure above them as they push up.
Max is just flying position to type on his diffuser. His call out is decimated elsewhere by Gunnar, playing above, and Melted's gonna have to go for a LeBlanc play. He's gonna do so, but he's getting smoked by his teammate, and the diffuser's down anyway. So he's costing himself about 50 HP unintentionally. Is not much for him to really shoot at. As the diffuser's down in the middle of the garage, Melted finding Dami on the yellow stairs, but he's got an absolute disaster to work with. A 1 versus 3. They're coming from all directions, and ARIAL taking the first round very convincingly.
Yeah, that was some great roam clear in the beginning. Both Yaga and Forrest getting taken out. On top of that, it was a bit messy on the execute, but they still had the wall open. They're making that push. They didn't really have yellow stairs cleared, which allowed Melted to get that first kill. Though at the same point, they still got those kills. Still made it out work in the end because they had the man advantage.
Yeah, just pretty good change from ARIAL, because we saw that they usually have problems closing ARIAL on their attacks, so that's a good sign, at least for their map pick here of Consulate. They're going to lobby here, and Call's still sticking that Mira. So I mean, this is where we see that pulse band's gonna be. This is gonna be where it gets interesting, because if those evil eyes get destroyed, how do you know what he's planning? There's no Valkyrie. You can't pick Valkyrie's banned 2 guys. So where is he planning? Where do I throw my C4? What do I do? I mean, so I think that's why we're seeing more of an emphasis on like a Jaeger or Mai here. They're probably gonna play like long desk, something like that. The Jaeger and Mai up there, if they're gonna play up top at all. But not a lot.
Looks like there's just a lot of just information lacking from the defense now, because they can't pick Pulse, they can't pick Valkyrie. Only really info is gonna be the mirrors and Jay with those evil eyes. So like you said before, once those evil eyes get taken out, what are they gonna do? Just gonna really peek it at that point? Just straight up peek it, dry peek it?
Sound calls, man. He's planning here, I think. That's what you're working with. And yeah, I think they're gonna play above, like with just Jaeger and Mai above with. It's called the Bosco spot typically. Where Yaga's standing at the present time. I think that's gonna be a pretty important point here. As I mean, ARIAL, they've got the tools to deal with that though, but it's gonna be a lot more difficult compared to Cafe, at least that we saw where Mai's banned. He's very much not banned. And Gunner's just gonna destroy the garage. He's gonna destroy someone's garage and run away like a vandal. Sad. No, he's probably opening that because he thinks someone's gonna play below late C4 piano. Like, That's what I'm thinking, because it looks like they're going to push Piano, actually.
It seems like it. Melda takes a lot of damage in regards first, and he's a pretty powerful operator here along with the Jaeger to deny a lot of the projectiles. So losing Euro Might early probably isn't in the play here for Ape. They need to keep them alive as long as possible. Call it with a pretty good angle onto the windows of Piano. But from that same window, it's Gunner with the first kill. First kill again for Aerial Rise.
I mean, they call him Gunner for a reason. And yeah, that's why he sledged Garage. They're absolutely going for a Piano take. And Jay, I mean, he sort of throwing an impact at someone's forehead. He's going to have a heck of a time here. Even if he peeks out and kills one, there's so many players on Repel, he likely dies in a trade. The rest of Ape still above. I mean, kind of perplexed because they're dealing with the player on CO Repel as well. And Dami can obviously, given the way these repels work, he can repel connector and anti-chamber at the same time. Gunner going to find Jay in the bathroom. That's pretty much all Ape had on the site itself. So they're all going to have to rotate down and work miracles. Forrest going to be the first one up. What can you do, Mr. Fofo? He's no longer Fofo, he's just Forrest. And he gets smoked! Where did he just come from, Whitlock? Will just sprints up and ends his career, and now it's looking dominant for Ariel.
I didn't even know where Ariel was. He just walks up the stairs and he's like, hey, what's up? I see you here. Oh, Max apparently has been a hard breach every single space, but it doesn't matter because Dami Whitlock finished Jaga and melted, and that's a really good fun fact. But Ariel Rise, you can see why it's their map consulate and see why they picked it.
They are, I mean, it started with the vandalization of the poor consulate office garage. Gunner just destroys it. First on Cafe, he's underage drinking in the bar. We saw that. That's one felony. Now he's coming on this map, sledging open garages, starting that Piano take. And it was just a great Piano take. My goodness, CO Repel was covered.
That was the first flawless round of the season. Wait, did we have a flawless round last game though?
Perhaps. Well, no, I think it was one of those flawless rounds that was basically flawless, but it wasn't because someone died. At the end, but it didn't really,
maybe,
you know,
it
was like a 4v1 flawless. Yeah, that. But yeah, that was a really good attack.
So this counts actually. This is the first actual flawless round in CCS to start a season off.
I mean, that's just they had all the I's dotted and the T's crossed. That's just masterful consulate play there. What can I say?
So on we go to the top floor. No site so far has worked for Ape. They tried Garage Cafeteria, no luck. They tried Lobby and Press, no luck. Going to console meeting now. This is actually a site you don't see as often as much in this T1, T2 play, but we'll see how it works for Ape as they're running out of options.
I mean, Ape's probably like, oh my goodness, these guys are pretty good at consulate. That's the reason they picked it, I guess. Ape trying to pull out, you know, little cheap tricks like holding admin with one EDS. Ariel's ready for it. They try holding from above. Ariel's ready for it. We're going to projector now, and based on the spawns here from Ariel, seem to have spawned on the admin side. So I imagine this will be a classic admin push. I mean, the yellow stairs are. I mean, that's gonna be fun to deal with the Jaeger Mai on yellow stairs with no.
That just doesn't possible.
But I mean, Whitlock's kind of working his way over here anyway, so it's possible that they go for, I mean, it seems like they have a pretty good grasp of pushing from multiple directions. I think he's just putting a Claymore for the run out, which, you know, is a fun run out to do. You fly out the third floor and kill somebody. But it's not going to happen with Whitlock on the other team. As Dami on the admin repels is going to find Jay, and it's like clockwork. It's like Empire. It's like vintage Empire on consulate or something.
It really seems like it. Like, especially when you see constantly, you see Empire's like up-outs, it seems very similar where they just stick the same loadout, they know what they're doing, but Forrest at least fights back. He'll take a Dami and a refrag, so it's not all but over for Ape. They're trying to find their way back and not make sure that they keep in step at least with the kills of Ariel.
Yeah, I mean, not totally conceding that Z-Ping gonna come out and is gonna have the angle. Is there gonna be a player from the potential South Repel to find him? Yes, Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid.Woe. He still has the Wichita Oblivion tag. Because why not? Ubisoft doesn't help you. Ubisoft doesn't help you change your name, I guess. So he's still Kool-Aid.Woe, and Kool-Aid.Woe is gonna find that crucial Z-Ping kill. And can Ape finding themselves? I mean, it's like I've said this 1,000 times. Down 2 men in the first minute 30, even though Dami was, of course, traded, but that's still victory for Ariel.
It's been a story for the entire game so far, even in the last map of Cafe. Same thing where these first picks always seem to go in way of Ariel. There's been a few rounds where, you know, Ape has gotten the first pick. For most part, it's still Ariel who are dominating the scoreboard. When it comes out, they're opening up that wall, trying to push their way into Projector. Yaga's under a lot of pressure here, a lot of utility. He's got all the hand, but no, this is just a run-in from Gunner to take out Yaga. It's a 2v4 now. Melton's trying to get inside. He'll get one, though. Gunner will go down to Melton. Hall makes his way back in this. The two of them trying to fight back against the admin push here from the side of ARIAL. ARIAL Rise have the man advantage, but it's only one person, and they have 42 seconds left to go. There's still quite a bit of time to work with it. Destroy utility. Kool-Aid getting killed and Melted even more so now. It's a 1v3. Call Out pushes through with a long disc, but Kool-Aid is ready for that fight, and he'll take out Call Out as well.
Wow, Kool-Aid with the extra sugar in it. He just absolutely murdered them all with the AK. A lot of people hate the AK.
You said Kool-Aid wouldn't do well.
I didn't say that. That's Crow. I blame Crow. Crow said Go hated the map.
Oh,
and then Crow
damn,
also said, yeah, Crow said that, and then he also said Kool-Aid went 9-1 last time he played the map, and then Crow also said, I hate Crow. I blame Crow. It's all his fault. That was Crow speaking through me. That's not my opinion. I know nothing about Kool-Aid on this map. I know nothing about his history. That's Crow. All right, Crow's fault.
Oh my god. Yeah,
so,
at Crow, at All Right Crow on Twitch. I think it's the same thing on Twitter. So you should go tweet him and say that.
You're like why are you feeding false information? But yeah, this is Ape looking a little confused here. They're googly eyed, and ARIAL just looking decisive as heck. And now going to the garage again. Last time we were here, the roam was just decimated by ARIAL. So I mean, is it gonna happen? I mean, honestly, every round here has been a decimated roam clear from ARIAL. So assuming Kool-Aid actually loads in,
I would say it's like you can't. They've been getting smacked on the roam, but you really can't run with how aggressive they're playing and how much territory they take. You have to resist somehow, unless you want ARIAL just to get all the cards in their hand and make the plays work.
Yeah, I mean, the only card that needs to be in hand here is Kool-Aid getting a new PC, putting the game on an SSD, because he just delayed
NVMe SSD. Come on, Kool-Aid, what the hell? I know you're a young kid. You don't got much money, but still.
I mean, come on, man. But anyway, so yeah, this is ARIAL. I mean, the question is this dominance going to continue on the entry, ARIAL? I mean, it was pretty good on Cafe, but it's looking exceedingly dramatic. Or should I say dramatic? Dramatic.
More about to say dramatic.
Dramatic. Yeah, it's looking. That's
well, it's
dramatic
because like Cafe
fantastic.
was back and forth, but now we're on to constant where it's 3 in a row, straight 3 in a row from ARIAL Rise.
Yeah, just 3 rounds of dominance. I mean, Cafe started that way, but this map is definitely finishing that way, at least, I mean, so far. Hope I'm not jinxing it. Ape's been playing pretty aggressive, though. I mean, we see people pushed up in admin. I mean, at least 2 out of these 3 rounds, they've been pushed all the way in admin, denying the entry directly and failing epically. Now we're going to be seeing them potentially playing a little more reserved, as ARIAL's actually not going to clear. It looks like they're just going to go straight for the wall. I mean, Max isn't really typically see your Thermite droning for people elsewhere, so they're definitely just going straight for the wall here.
There's nothing to stop them. We talked about before, Ape doesn't seem to bring any kind of hard breach denial, so there's no problem with Max just opening up that wall, going to work immediately, and other people on the side can go for different approaches, maybe going for that second floor take, or that first floor you consider it would. Melton gets one, forces another dose, they fight back, and that rush you're talking about gets dealt with immediately. Gunner, though, looks like he's on the piano window, so he'll get call out, or at least maybe come down and actually get that kill. And so now it's still ARIAL rising now in the back for once in these 3-4 rounds.
Yeah, a little ambitious there to just rush straight in, and the player playing that shield, the Wamai of call out, well, no, rather, the Wamai Melted, is able to just snipe somebody. Another kill coming through as well, and it's just epic fail on the rush here. I mean, they rushed in front of the mirror and everything. I imagine they got rid of the Malusi before doing it, but it was just instantly snuffed out by Ape. Gunner's going to start working the floor now. I mean, I don't think there were any roamers for Ape in the first place, but they're going to start, working the floor now. And is it too little too late?
It might be, really, because at this point they have control. They know where the diffuser's at, but again, because of this whole garage thing, if they're able to push back those defenders, they still can get this plant off if they can move them all back. But there's still a person in pipes, though. There's still a person playing behind the mirror in kitchen, so this will be where Gunner needs to go to work and make sure these defenders can't deny the plant. Yaga takes a bit of damage, and that pre-fire in the kitchen dominates the whole angle from yellow, and yeah, those players are starting to fall back now. guess the person in pipes is the last one that really needs to be dealt with before they make this plant work. So can Dime make this work? I think it looks like that is the, yeah, that's Smoke of Jay, and he's dealt with by Gunner. Actually, no, that's the person on pipes. The person in office that was the Smoke. So we're still one player that gets melted who's inside the pipes right now, still waiting for a chance to pop up.
A little bit of an oversight to not have that office wall reinforced from the hatch, and well, Kool-Aid's gonna have been spamming that for the past minute, and he finally finds one. It's Yaga, but not before Yaga gets a kill of his own, and now a 2 versus 2, very winnable. The diffuser, I believe, still dropped. I'm not sure if they actually picked it up. Gunner picking it up, a kill on the melted, but Force is gonna have to sprint. He's gonna have to run, Forest run to deny this plant. Kool-Aid predictably behind the white band, and Force winning the gunfight. Just a little unfortunate on the timing for Kool-Aid, and just Forrest ran, and he found Kool-Aid on that white van, and it's gonna be 8 taking their first round.
So the big thing for that one was the fact that, yeah, this time it seemed like Aerial Rise tried to go for a more rush strat, a more hurried strat, because they know there's no wall denial. They can just open the wall and go for a plant, but they didn't really think about the fact that those mirrors in the way, allowing the pick to take those fights and deny the plant whatsoever, which really caused a lot of gunfights back and forth between two teams, really making it more even compared to the rest of the rounds. Like all these other rounds have been man advantage for Aerial Rise compared to this round here on this last one, Cafeteria Garage. And living up to the name, Gunner has 2 KPR over the last 4 rounds. Gunner's a gunner.
Yeah, what a great name to choose. But yeah, it's almost like I want to call it a little bit of like they're almost feeling too good about themselves, because when you rush like that, I mean, you know, you got some energy going. Definitely just said, yo, screw it, these guys suck, let's hit it. And they could have just taken their time. I mean, because APE was not roaming like they were in previous rounds, which was the adjustment they needed to make in the first place. But they weren't roaming, they weren't as nearly as aggressive, and Air Rise didn't take advantage of it. They just kind of, you know, played into APE's adjustment, which is a combination of being unfortunate and a combination, I think, of just being a little confident there. Awesome.
Yeah,
and even though it was, I mean, it was close, a close little 1v1 there at the end. It's just, yeah, I mean, they could have sledged above for free the whole time. You know, there was no one up there. So it's interesting.
Yeah, unfortunately, we'll go back to the top floor of console and meeting. We'll see exactly what APE does this time. We see actually the first time we see Walden now being brought up by APE. We'll see the Bandit on board with Jay. Because last time I knew, last time it was, I think it was Yaga, one of the players. Yeah, Yaga playing that round last time. He was sitting inside of Projector, and he was getting pushed from both, you know, long haul because they opened the wall, getting pushed in the balcony. So this time, try to deny that long desk take into that Projector.
And it looks like Jay, I'm not sure if Call put a throwback mirror in like copy, looking at admin, because I wonder if we can get a shot of that one, because he's over there as Bandit, like he's gonna bandit a mirror over there, which could be what shuts exactly.
Oh,
that's gonna shut Aerial down completely. They don't have the smokes to just swing in on this. So unless they just absolutely disregard Jay as a person and just swing in front of him on a mirror, there's no way they're gonna push this successfully. There's possible, you know, grenades that can fly through, but I imagine, like, you know, Jaeger on my, I'm surely you've got this mirror covered, and that's all Aerial has shown that they want to push, right? Like, he's just gonna swing in. He's gonna disrespect Jay. This is the one. Actually, this is one of the holes for this. The wall's not reinforced. He could get his head taken off any second here, especially if he doesn't hear if Kool-Aid's actually in. Flashbang's going through. That's likely masking it. And Kool-Aid could, honestly, smoke this man any second.
he could, yeah. He could just walk in and take the fight, but he's being wary. He's trying to wait for another person. Looks like Gunner's on the window by Printer, so he's trying to make a pinch, goes out, and this action air jab goes off behind him, and it does go off. That allows him to push through, but someone's playing vending machine. Yep, there it is. The Jaeger of Force goes behind to help out Jay, and Jay takes out Max as well. So there's a great adaptation from APE, knowing how Aerial Rise is going to push admin, but there's another push here. Another Domi's going to go for this third try. It seems like Lemming is going for kills, it seems, at that point.
Yeah, I mean, they're already gone. You know, APE has acquired the 6-star wanted level and evacuated the premises. That's a great adjustment from APE to put that mirror there. I'm like, why are you bandit? You know, why are you bandit over there? I know what you're doing. He's putting bandits on that mirror. And it's, again, you can't on it. I mean, the only thing you could really do is what Kool-Aid did. And unfortunately for him, Forrest has played this game long enough to know that's probably where they're going to push through at. And he's just helping his teammate. Really good from APE. But Aerial can still salvage this as Domi pushes through into the split hallway here. Not much they can work with, though. Just Havana's dead, even. What can you do?
Yeah, they don't have a lot of, really, utility-wise, they don't have a lot of options here. But Gunner, Still sticking to his name. He's actually below finding kills. He takes out call out. Grenade comes out trying to explode one in Bosco spot. And don't force. He'll refrag. Walking through side of Piano. Take out Gunner. Now down to this dummy at Whitlock in a 2v4. The Maestro of Yaga has an angle with an Alda, but he will lose that fight to Whitlock. Dami gets one. Whitlock goes down though. Dami's the last one left in a 1v2 is still very possible. 10 seconds left though. He's got to go for the kills. No, it's Jay sitting inside a chamber. Waiting room. He'll finish off Dami. Ape will take another round and actually bring him closer to taking the tie.
Yeah, I mean, Gunner's going full LeBron mode. Let's talk about how this man is at double digits on round 6. He's going crazy, but it's just not enough. And of course, he lost that gunfight to Force, who is, I mean, also kind of going crazy for 8. You know, the clutch, and then of course, multiple just round saving kills from Force. So, I mean, this is definitely panning out to what I wanted it to be. A close, just nail biting, chess pieces moving back and forth.
Yeah, because last time it was back and forth between rounds on Cafe, but now we're having a comeback instead, which is fantastic to see.
I mean, it's just kind of adjusting to how Ariel's pushing. Ariel pushed the same way they pushed when there wasn't a Mira there. So Ape just said, okay, you're going to push the same way again? All right, bet. That's what they did. Bet. And I mean, they didn't go their way. And this is where, again, bands kind of go into play. We're not going to see Pulse on lobby again. This is kind of Ape's problem. Ape would have been able to defend this a lot better if they could play the garage and C4 piano. That isn't a play. That's not really something you can really do. At least not as easy when Pulses and Doc are gone. We see the Mozzie. I mean, as long as Ariel doesn't, you know, toss a drone that they can't shoot immediately, shouldn't be much of an issue in that regard. I mean, we see Call Out actually making the adjustment. We saw how Gunner vandalized the garage door. Call Out has put electricity on the wall.
They reinforced it and electrified it.
Yeah, this, I mean, last Cafe, they weren't bringing any electricity. Now they're bringing a lot.
Hey, the adaptation is what makes this team, this is what makes Ape a tier 2 team. They're making adaptations, they're figuring out, understanding how Aerial Rise are playing this map and figuring how to deal with them. So now at this point, Aerial Rise, they can't make the same play. I think like last time Whitlock walked through that same hole that you saw vandalized by Gunner. So these are the kind of plays that they're figuring out, and then they can't do this. So they're gonna try to still do a piano take, even though Ape seems to be figuring out what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, looking like it, because this is the, what the? For a second, I thought he Ash charged the bandit. Well, I'm like tripping. No, he Ash charged the drone hole. Okay, so they call it bandit tricking. Oh, the bandit has been the absolute difference here for Ape in both these last 2 rounds. And now, I mean, Max doesn't have a lot to work with. I mean, he still has enough walkthrough pellets, but they're gonna have to find a little bit more clever of a way to deal with Call Out if they even want to have a chance at this one. They're still, I mean, Melton's gonna be able to play C4s. It's not gonna be the cleanest C4s. I mean, especially if the Maestro cams are cleared, but he's going to have C4s, and they don't deal with Call Out here. This could prove deadly.
That was almost a really good pre-fire. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, hey, maybe if Mozzie's head box was still big, you know, like they changed that a while back. As Gunner finds Force, the murder streak continues for Gunner. He's up to 11, and he's actually worked his way into the top floor, interestingly enough. And while the rest of his team's pushing into piano, he's able to take projector. That's...
Oh. The grenade comes out. Is he gonna grenade one other person once more? And no, he'll do good damage to Yaga, but I'll finish him up. But actually, Yaga runs by right into this crosshair of Gunner, and he'll keep that still. 2 kills, 3 kills actually for Gunner as he finds another on Visa stairs. And now, as we said before, that you know the first pick seems to be the signifying as Kool-Aid gets one of the J, and the first pick has seemed to be the signifying win for every single round because the first pick has always gone in the favor of the winning team for the round.
I mean, Gunner is just crazy. He's the best player in the lobby right now, and I mean, he is absolutely willing his team to victory here. 13 in 6 rounds, and Kool-Aid finishing it off. Even though Ape had, I mean, they had the adjustment, but it doesn't matter. It just, Gunner says, screw you guys, I'm going in above. I'm taking control.
So Ape has used the same 5 defenders, but they've switched up who's playing that defender and what role they're playing too in every single round, which is interesting too. Except for Force. Force has played Jaeger every single time.
I mean, we saw Jay on Bandit and Callout's on Bandit, and we see the so-and-so on Mozzie.
Out between Yaga and Callout. We've seen Mute and Maestro switch between them too as well.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's adjustment city here, I guess. But yeah, I mean, just not enough for Ape, even though they're making the, I mean, on paper, they're making the right calls. They're not winning the gunfights, especially against Gunner.
Dude, Gunner this is the T3 team. These are the young Gunners that are gonna be in CL quals.
I just can't believe his name is Gunner. That's just so funny to me. Gunner,
he knew what he was already when he made his name up.
Gunner,
He's like, I know
Gunner
Gunner.
with
I
an
know what I
A.
am.
I'm Gunner with an A, and y'all are nothing to me. I mean, clearly he's definitely been the MVP through map 2 so far.
Also,
I can't
the sixth
imagine.
pick. Can we not get the glass play?
I don't know. Kool-Aid's still lagging the game, so you know what's new. But yeah, and Forrest trolling us. I mean, did he six the glass? Of course.
Yeah, he's just glad to Dokkaebi.
I mean, that's okay because you know what else is relevant here? When you're attacking this split site, and your only intel is cameras. When you can just call, right? You just call, and they can't see for you because they don't know where you are because
Let's bring Nook.
they can't get on their phones to check the cameras to throw the C4 because they're being dope called.
Just bring Nook then.
Of course, but they're opting to just kind of. I don't know if this was intentional because this is definitely a unique site to go for to start.
It's it all for
defense
Ape never played this site.
Yeah, I mean this is unique. I mean, Crow, you know, well, shout out Crow again. I mean, I guess he was in the chat. He said, "Hey, they like playing Archive Split," you know. So here they are playing Archive Split with the top. They hold top as well. They're holding top with the Archive Split and, you know, classic, you know, the mirror downstairs and the red all that on the bottom floor. So they're kind of playing on all 3 floors here. I'm just curious how that's going to work again with the Dokkaebi calls and everything else. It's going to be pretty hard to deny this, especially if Yaga's able to steal a pick here on the top floor.
Yeah, it's interesting to see when teams play upstairs for the site because usually the upstairs isn't really that much of a factor unless it gets to the you know the post play situation. And Dami with the first kill of Jay. Jay walks in the bathroom. He gets executed immediately.
Yeah, Jay is sleeping with the turds in the bathroom right now, just eliminated. And now Gunner is on a heat check. He's looking for more. He has 5 assists and 13 kills, and he's looking for more. Not sure if that drone caught him. Yaga going for the pre-fire. Yeah, he's been had, and he should lurch away here, but he's not. You don't lurch away when you have 13 kills.
He did it last time. Last time when he got that, he gets
Yeah.
spotted. He just walks around and waits for in a different position at that point. Really.
Yeah, and we see the Banshee actually holding the long desk as well, which probably contributes to why he's not giving it up so easily. So, I mean, pretty good from Gunner as he's going to find his 14th. That's Forrest, who's been splattered all over the place. And the attack falling apart for 8. They're not really
Was he
sure.
on the rappel? Was he on the rappel on admin?
I'm thinking so, because I can't imagine. Like, where else could he be? Had to be.
Yeah.
And he's dead. That's the pinch. That's the misdirection this attack. And Yaga with, well, honest, shockingly, 1 kill so far. It's going to have to be the pinnacle, the spear here in a 3 versus 5.
Yeah, so far, so last round they went 4-2 in their attack, and they're starting off his defense already in the lead now, man advantage. Looking to take the first defense. Whitlock gets one to call out. It's now down to his 2 members. It's Yaga and Melta to try and find the way downstairs to the basement. Whitlock will go down at least. Not taken out by Yaga, but still Melted and Yaga have quite a bit of work to do if they want to clutch this round out for Ape.
You're going to have to lift about a 5,000-pound dumbbell here. He has the read on the player coming down spiral, but I mean, considering that pixel peak that's typically used in archives here, I'm not even sure if this hallway is fun to push down, and you've got the mirror on the other hallway. So it's like, where the heck can I go if you're Ape? And short of a miracle of God, I mean, this is like a start. You take down the LeBron James. LeBron Gunner James is dead. It's a little bit to work with, but you're still in a man disadvantage, and you still have got to find this player on the mirror and this crossfire being held on spiral as well.
Oh, as a trade, actually, Dami will go down, but he'll take 1, and Kool-Aid will finish off Yaga and Arrow Rise. Like I said before, he'll take the first defense, and it will look like it's seeming like we're going to a map 3.
Seeming like it, at least, because they are. Like I mean, Ape had a comeback going for about 0.2 seconds. ARIAL has completely snuffed that out at this point, especially, I mean, the play from Gunner, double kill that round. It's just, I don't know if you can stop a guy who's on track to dang near drop 20-something kills. That's just tough.
Yeah, when he's on fire, hey, Gunner probably loves this map probably too, compared to Kool-Aid, so he's just on fire at this point.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, even Kool-Aid's had his moments as well. Saw AK spray down on that top floor site.
He's snap and he's doing well.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm beginning to think that's a troll because Kool-Aid is he's 8-2, and his teammate he's the IGL as well. I mean, between Kool-Aid, it's funny thing between Kool-Aid and Gunner, IGLs here are just usually you don't see IGLs murdering people like this. But I guess that's
Usually,
the case.
yeah, not usually. Because you think of like call outs the IGO, and he's usually, you know, in the middle or the bottom, unfortunately, because he's, you know, the hard breacher and the support player too on top of that.
Yeah, so I mean, Max doesn't even have to kill anybody. But yeah, I mean, you said it earlier, I think.
Yeah.
Team with the opening kill has an overwhelming advantage in this series, and I mean, obviously that's been ARIAL for the most part.
Yeah, I think so far we only have 2 rounds. The 2 rounds they won where they got their first picks. I don't know if it enabled them to win the round, but it seems like part of it entirely.
And we're gonna see melted. Already no manning projector because I mean, at this point, Gunner could fly out anywhere.
Nope.
But I guess we're gonna have to wait to see where he flies out because, yeah, I mean, we see the first floor hold. Whitlock's got both the mirrors downstairs. No funny business in bathroom. It doesn't look like, at least. I don't know if they actually have changed that.
Is this garage cafe? What side is this actually?
It's garage, and they've got 2 mirrors below. So
the
it's
same
possible.
setup we've seen from Ape though, at the same point as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, unless we see like a someone playing in bathroom without a mirror, which would be curious, given I would imagine they would invest a mirror on the second floor.
There's no mute either, so it wouldn't make
their
sense to put someone in bathroom without a mute.
I mean, Vigil.
Too, yeah, it could be. But they usually bring the mute so they can't open the wall though with like any kind of heart breach though too.
You're very right, actually, and it looks like Ape doesn't carry because there's probably not anyone up there because they're already sledging the floor. I was kind of telegraphically imagining them holding bathroom, but that's not the case. So yeah, they're gonna start sledging with. I mean, they started sledging at 2 minutes, so they've got plenty of time to take care of these mirrors that Whitlock. Again, he's put both of them downstairs. So I don't know. It's just curious that they invested nothing into holding the mirrors that need to be held below. If that makes sense. I would imagine you hold one mirror above, so you protect your mirror below.
Dami just flies from the hatch above in projector.
Dami went flying. He sung "I Believe I Could Fly," and he's dead. So he tried. It looks like, I don't know. I'm not even sure how he got up there because Forrest is up there too. So that's just interesting.
I have no clue. He just gets smacked, falling from the roof, falling from the hatch.
On that topic of the hard breach, we see they've actually thermited that softball to open up, nasty angles into back pipes and all that good stuff. So it's gonna get claustrophobic for ARIAL, and it's gonna get claustrophobic quickly. It's gonna have to be, I don't know. I mean, Gunner LeBron James, he is sitting on Maestro right now, so he's not really in a position where he can actually take advantage of the gunplay that he's been perpetrating this entire map. Interestingly enough, on that 1 speed.
Yeah, and Max seems like he was on a flank through Visa or Tellers, and he gets taken out too on that flank. So now this aggression has to come from the anchors on site as they're starting to destroy these shields, starting to destroy his utility on site. Still in the mirrors though. He's gonna pre-fire the mirror in small office, not find anybody for the moment, but those are those last ditch efforts to deal with the plants. As though, yeah, the Gunner's dealt with the Alda. He takes one. Gunner gets one. Gunner gets a second, I believe, but he gets taken out in a refrag. Now it's down just to Kool-Aid and Whitlock, who are playing behind in these mirrors. He pushes in, goes to the plant. Kool-Aid will be the person with the smoke trying to deny the plant. The smoke comes out. Yaga's already halfway through, so he can get this down. Actually, he has enough health to get it down, so that will finish him off. It'll be Kool-Aid taking that kill. It's Jay taking a lot of damage from the mirror. He's just pre-firing it. But unfortunately, it's Kool-Aid coming in the corner. Whitlock finished up Jay. And there it is. ARIAL Rise will take another round on their defense.
I mean, that was... I'm wrong. I thought Gunner couldn't do anything because he's a big, fat... one armor trying to clunk through the garage.
Hey, yeah, no, usually, the anchors were really came in clutch there.
I mean, usually when you try to, you flop off the white van as a 1 armor and swing on the player planting, there's some serious issues going on. I don't know how in the world he managed to pass the vertical coverage. Not only that, you can prone outside the garage and just watch the guy's feet as he clunks to swing, like on the white van. So I don't know how in the world he did that.
Yep.
But then again, that's why he probably has 15, 16 kills, because APE is unable to contain the monster.
Oh yeah, that was the first round where even though ARIAL did not get the first pick, they won the round due to the clutches from Kool-Aid from the side of Gunner and the side of all the guys on anchor that laughed after that. They were just able to take the rounds, and really good work from those last 3 anchors.
I mean, especially Kool-Aid, that was a great smoke there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a combination of Yaga being low HP, but Yaga had to move. Otherwise, he's going to die because if he runs back out the garage, he gets shot by a mirror. If he runs or he ran, he dies. There's really good smoke. Really good timing on the smoke. And, I mean, ARIAL has just been convincingly better at showing in the scoreboard.
Yeah, definitely. ARIAL so far has been able to get the picks they need, so they're playing well. And even though they're a young gunner team, they're still able to play really to their chest when it comes to these last moments and able to keep calm and keep composed, which is really good to see from an underage team.
Definitely. And good lord, I mean, Max hasn't gotten a kill, but his team's winning. If that doesn't indicate someone, the team is firing on like full cylinders, I don't know what does.
As Max, who was doing really well last map too, he doesn't need to do anything anymore.
I mean, he's planting. So he's got 2 plants that counts for 10 kills according to my calculations. So
My
technically,
calculation.
he's technically 10 and 4 right now. It's right behind Kool-Aid and Gunner. I mean,
Damn, 10 for, oh wow.
nasty gun. Max, you're crazy. I mean, Cod's already dying
Oh.
to Kool-Aid. I mean, Kool-Aid,
Oh.
81. He's letting it sing. 81. I got it. Add it on. I mean, he just smokes 2 of them. And now, what was going to be a piano take, what was going to be a match point piano take, is now a disaster. Ape's going to have to, I mean, Yaga is completely gone cold. He's been put in the freezer. So it's really kind of ARIAL would have to crumple this one up and toss it in the garbage. But there's a lot of time for Ape to work picks here. I mean, that's kind of the drawback. But man.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time on the board needs for 8, but they're already down 2 people. And there goes Yaga to get Kool-Aid in the refrag. So there goes the gunner Kool-Aid with the 81 bullets to Yalda. He'll finally be dealt with, but there's the refrag again, dropping down the hatches. Gunner to kill Yaga. He got that fadeaway toss on the way down back into piano. And now it's just Forest and Melted. They have to figure out where any of these people are. At least they know one's inside of piano. It looks like maybe most of upstairs actually has been cleared out at this point, so that top floor coverage. Actually, no, one player still playing. Actually, it's 2 upstairs. So actually, it's Max coming from bathroom to get rid of Forest. And now it's down to just Melted in a 1v4. He's probably gonna die.
And yeah, he's probably gonna die because what?
Maybe not.
He's alive.
He's still alive. No,
He's dead now. Yeah, he's dead now. And ARIAL and Ape's chances of winning this map are dead, as it's holy crap. ARIAL just smoked them 7-2 on their pick, but it's their pick. And you know what's crazy? We talked about it. Villa is a map that ARIAL is also good at, and that is going to be map 3. They handedly beat PogChamp on Villa. That is map 3. Are we going to witness the beginning? So, is it going to continue into Villa? This is a map. Ape, I mean, the one time we saw them on this map in recent memory, it took a miracle for them to beat TLD. It took a full 5-1 and a half attack half to come back and beat TLD. And of course, you know, TLD got eliminated and isn't going in and all that. But is this a new Ape, new day, new Ape? Are they gonna have to make a 5-1 comeback? So many questions.
So many questions, there's so many unanswered thoughts here between Ape and ARIAL Rise. ARIAL Rise beat PogChamp in this map. There's some debate on whether or not that was actually legitimate or not, but we'll see how they do here against Ape. Ape hasn't played in a while though too, so hopefully ARIAL Rise seem like they're the better, or at least the more recent team has played this compared to them.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing, you know, no Ace or Thatcher. It's going to be much more traditional Villa. We aren't going to see the explosive Villa, pun very much intended, you know, if Ace would have been left up. But it's still going to be pretty, you know, I think it's going to be, I mean, I really want to see if Ape has that same energy that they had against TLD, because it was pretty good half from them that I saw. It was one of the best Villa attack halves I've ever seen. So they're going to be able to do it with Valkyrie and Wamai off the board, which Wamai is a huge contributor as to why we see such defender-sided Villas. When he's not in play, things get a little bit, you know, easier for teams to clear out shields and crap. So, of course, Valkyrie's been banned every map, right?
Nobody likes Valkyrie at this point.
Z-pings. That's
Z-pings
why.
are huge.
He's sticking under a table.
Ace, you know, my move really brings us back to what Villa, you know, used to be in the, as you say, traditional times, or back a few seasons ago.
Yeah, I mean, when it first started, first mapkers came out, you know, but even then that wasn't defender sided because it was defender sided. It's defender sided because people know what they're doing. So, you know, it's like now people know they're doing, you know, whatever. In Forest, is he sticking it?
Sticking this time. He's sticking it for once. He's not six picking for the lulls. He's six picking for real this time. He's bringing the Ying out, and people have been talking about this new season and the fact that maybe Ying and Glaz will be painful in this upcoming season.
Let's go, Forest. He actually stuck a 6-pick. If Forest can stick a 6-pick, the world can change for the better.
Wait, what?
If Forest can stick his 6 picks. Yeah, wait. What did I say? Stick 6? Whatever.
I don't know what you said.
Forest can stick his. If Forest can change, anyone can change.
Oh, okay.
That's a life lesson for everyone.
Life lesson.
There you go. Now, yes, it's real. There's a Ying. Yes, they only have Jaeger to counter this Ying. They have plenty of flashbangs to clear that Jaeger. Whoever plays top steady stairs is going to die. That's what I predict happens.
I'm interested in things because they're not gonna, especially with Kaid on the board. I don't think they're gonna get through these walls, and they didn't really bring a buck to go below and deal with these electro claws. So they're just gonna push through study, go down 90 classical hallway, and just push into sight.
I mean, actually, interesting enough, I think when APE played TLD here, it wasn't really study takes. It was like they had the Nomad. I mean, that's what Melton's doing right now. Melton was like, or it was Freak when he was playing for APE, was holding the cutoff from the study repel, but the rest of the team was pushing Master side. And that's how you're able to kind of get this Maverick. You can Mav vault with pretty much if you repel 90 and Mav vault at the same time. It's pretty powerful, but there's a wild Whitlock here. It's not Gunner, but it's Whitlock. Whitlock kind of cooled off last map. It was the Gunner show, but just kidding. Dami's dead. I thought Whitlock died. Okay, Dami is dead. But
where is Dami at?
And Whitlock is gonna run away. I think, yeah, that was from the
he
study
ran out.
cutoff.
He ran out the study balcony.
I mean, he went for the game day play, and it just didn't work. He did about 20 damage. He was hoping that Melted was, distracted with his team screaming in his ear, and he had the time to make the run out, I guess. But anyway, Whitlock is going to blow someone up. Free place here on the 90 push that APE is inevitably going for.
So let's see what happens here. Yaga pushing first. I'm actually playing 90. Looks like there may be one player on the 90. I think there is a shield with Kool-Aid smoke on that 90 in the classical hallway. So that'd be the only real deal to deal with. But is this C4 actually go off and get any kills though? Is he walking through? Looks like Call will begin to use that. There's a C4. And that is a pre-place for that very instant that he goes to work on that vault wall. He'll make a little bit of hole, a little bit of line into the vault. Otherwise, he's all but dead. Call out. All of those canisters will go to waste.
I mean, he was able to at least draw a little bit. I mean, it's going to force that player in vault to be a little bit more humble about how they want to take things and contest this vault door plant. I mean, you can't really swing out of vault now. You have to be a little more concerned. But of course, they're still holding near study, and Melted is going to have to make a push happen, or a pinch happen here on Whitlock, especially here before the plant starts. I mean, they're just going to go for it. Jay's going to start the plant. The Ying, that's what's going to allow this one to happen, but Jay is killed by the smoke. The Ying doesn't really make a difference. They're forced finding one kill off the Candelas, but he's not going to find much else. It's just Yaga sticking the plant in the corner. And Ariel, the dominance continues into map number 3.
That was 100% just a mess there.
I mean, hey, it happens. When you've got, that pre-place was Giga Brain.
Yeah, great pre-play for Whitlock. On top of the fact that they tried to flash and get that plant up, but Kool-Aid, even with the flash going off, still able to put that smoke in the perfect position to deny the plant. And after that, it becomes just a clash of just kills. People trying to get kills, people trying to push because they can't get the plant down on the set APE. And overall, just really good work from Aerial Rise to still be on top of those trades.
I'm just curious that they didn't actually commit to that player, top bookshelves, top study stairs, where would you like to call them? Depending on how competitive
that was Whitlock, yeah.
He's just sitting there. I mean, I felt like maybe taking the 90 haul at that point would have made that a little bit easier. I mean, you had the tools. Ying, if there's anyone that can get down a 90 haul and live and attack a shield like that head on, it's Ying.
Especially too, yeah, because Kool-Aid was playing that. He was playing that position specifically. That's the reason why they had the safety of games to allow them to make that push, make that happen. So the fact that they didn't push 90 and try to, someone flank that and deny them that safety, really big in the reason why Ariel won that round.
Yeah, I mean, Kool-Aid's just able to sit behind the bar and smoke with impunity, and you have to force that plan at that point instead of kind of biding your time with control. So, I mean, they probably had their reasons for not pushing that shield. I don't blame them. There's probably, Banshees everywhere. So, That's probably the one thing that can stop a Ying is a bunch of Banshees. So, I mean, Gunner didn't get a kill, but he got his 2 assists.
Let's see how we go here. We're going off to our trophy and statuary defense. We've got, of course, an extension into Aviator gains from Kool-Aid. You see him on the mute way over there. What exactly will Ape do this time to play? Are they going to go for the same master take, but this time go straight to site, or are they going to try and deal with these roamers? Kool-Aid offered by Aviator.
I mean, given that how much trouble they've had just mapping like something like 90, can't imagine Call is very much interested in going to that side of the map unexplored, having anything dealing with any of that. So they're probably going to let them be, especially, I mean, this mute jammers, everything else. Those steady over pushes can be, let's say, they are paid for in blood, let's say. So that's not going to happen. Jay, what is this? Jay's in the basement with the wine, but he lights up Gunner to 10 HP. That is tragic for Jay. He had a drop, but he forgot that he was going against Gunner.
That was interesting. You never see basement ever use it often here in Villa. The fact you see an early gunfight happen, it was such a weird crossover of thoughts there. Did Gunner know someone's pushing down there? Did he have info, or is it just random coincidence?
I mean, it's just one of those. I mean, you're right. You don't really see an attacker use the basement too often. It's usually defenders lurking down there. So Jay either had a pre-place that didn't work out for him or something like that, I imagine, because usually you don't see that one. But
either way, they're trying to get this wall open. So here it goes. We talked about before getting this wall open with that Maverick, especially because there's no Thatcher and Kaid's on the board. It makes it very difficult to go wall with traditional heart breachers. So it's gotta be the Maverick to open these walls, but he's gotta be careful. He's gonna get shot. And there it is. Make it soft. Get through the wall now. So they have an entry into the site, but it's a very small entry. They haven't really taken any territory for them either. So can they even make this happen?
So the wall is still electrified. I wonder how that interacts with Ash charges. I think that means he can't Ash charge it, which is why they are maniacally shooting it. Yeah, and which, I mean, Jay, it's almost like Sledge could do it. Haha, he's dead. He can't. So yeah,
they shot it open.
I don't know if that's on a map like this. That is a pretty annoying hole to go through. So I imagine that's just going to be for sight lines. What in the world? Yeah, I know. Grenade gonna fly through from call out, and yeah, I mean the Astro push kind of has to go through here for Ape, because otherwise this breach is this is basically Swiss cheese.
Yeah, there's not much you can do here, but kills come out about back and forth. Melton gets one, 4-6 another, but Gunner Whitlock fight back. It's now a 2v3, of course, because they had the first kill in the beginning for ARIAL Rise. So the man advantage is in the ARIAL Rise. We're gonna shot from Force on the Gunner though, but he walks right through the smoke. He'll get taken out, and there is Whitlock taking the last one as well. So ARIAL Rise will take another defense on again this really congested rush.
I mean, Ape had some semblance of traction going there for about 2 seconds. And then ARIAL just shut it down. And my goodness, I don't know. I mean, Jay tried to go in the basement with the valuable sledgehammer there. I mean, I gotta imagine that contributes to not being able to actually push the breach. I mean, they were peeking the breach, but I think ARIAL kind of knew they aren't gonna push through that. It's not really that is just asking to rubber band and die instantly. That's just not a fun. I mean, especially the electricity was still going off. It's like a Travis Scott concert.
Wait, what?
All the lights and all the like, did you see when Force ran through it? It was like, I don't know if it's the graphic settings, but it's like, oh my goodness. When you get electrified in this game, it's annoying. So you're just not going to go through that thing. I mean, and ARIAL took full advantage of that as they're going to dining and kitchen now. Going around the world. It's
usually on like a status quo Villa. I say that, but still, it's like even these days. You expect them to win Aviator. You kind of, I guess these days you don't actually expect people to win trophies. Trophies actually been more difficult to win these days. But the bands kind of make it so it's more traditional than before. So maybe that's why they're able to win trophy compared to what we usually see in the current meta.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of options on Villa. You've got pretty much a reliable 3-site rotation, no matter which ones you pick in a row, and so that's why especially you see a lot of emphasis on C4s, which, my goodness, ARIAL has about 4 of them, and they've got a pulse, and they've got the momentum. And that's kind of important here, because I think Ape's going to slow down quite a bit here. I think, as they rush up the stairs or something. Ape's going to take this little slow, and that's kind of where you run into issues in terms of C4s. You're just gonna be stuck in what's it called? Choke points, where people are gonna throw C4s and just decimate you. And Ape actually going for a first floor clear exclusively.
Well, if they know there are a lot of C4s, you might as well take a horizontal take rather than a vertical one, because you don't want to
Yeah.
because nobody always play upstairs. And there's a last minute barricade will be the death of Whitlock to start the round out. Yaga will find that kill. And that's unfortunate to lose one of those many C4s in the post, but no, I was shot back in Kool-Aid with the P10 Roni down the hallway into Jay all the way inside of living room.
Kool-Aid farming more kills here for ARIAL as man, you had the advantage for Ape, you had the pulse dead, and it's instantly Jay just going ice cold here. 3 terrible deaths to start the game, and now Ape's gonna have to work miracles. They've got the Maverick in position here in Pantry. They can try to create sight lines here, but other than that, that's kind of the issue with these horizontal takes. You're gonna have to really work some serious angle magic, I like to call it, to get in here and try to execute on the site. Smoke's going out from Forest, but they're not really going to be followed up by anything. That's just more of an ADS clear than anything. I hope.
It seems like it. There's nobody else here. Dami's still walking around this, trying to roam around to find anybody on that basement or in bicycle. It's Yaga by himself. He could get picked up by Dami if he's not aware of it. And at this point, too, still Kool-Aid above. They went out. Yaga will find a Kool-Aid coming down the Astro stairs. Dami's still on those stairs, going to below those, so Dami could get this refrag if Yaga's not wary of him. At this point, too, though, there's only a minute left, though, so time is kind of figured out. And Ape hasn't really done a lot, though. They has dealt with some of this utility. They're droning out to figure out what they're going to do. They're starting to encroach on the site horizontally, so this could still work in Ape's favor.
I mean, ARIAL's just getting picked off left and right, but this is a first advantage for them. They're going to take out Yaga. That's a huge part of the pinch gone. The pantry push coming through, though, for Ape, and that's Forrest and Callout establishing full control as Melted has established himself near the Ave Maria speaker, and the C4 going to fly out from Gunner. He's been the hero before. The C4 missing, and he's not necessarily looking in the right direction. Forrest going to eliminate Gunner. And, man, that's what Ape needed to keep this one from getting out of control.
So they keep on the same correction from before, where they take 2 of those primary sites, they lose that tertiary site due to how difficult it can be. But I would say that was an interesting part. The fact that they lost a pulse so early for ARIAL Rise is probably the big part of that. They couldn't keep that round, especially too. Ape didn't really go for vertical play. They didn't really go for any kind of play with those C4s. The C4s where they could be an impact.
Yeah, I want to say that's just foresight of Ape to know. Like, this map is really just about. That's what I had a stroke trying to explain. There's a lot of choke points on this map, like entry choke points. Like, you go in like the deer double doors, trying to clear from like study side, you're gonna get C4'd. You try to push in from landing from red, probably gonna get C4'd. You try to push in from the bathroom Astro doorway, you're probably gonna get C4'd. If you seeing a theme, when there's 4 C4s like that, Ape's probably like, you know what? They probably been C4'd a lot in scrims. They say, you know, we're gonna just push horizontally. We see that more and more these days, actually. Teams kind of realizing that this map is C4 City when you try to at least clear it that way.
Yeah, it's painful that they get hit by a C4. Especially in the beginning, we saw that pre-place from Whitlock. It just screams like, oh my god, I don't want to hit another C4.
Yeah,
we'll go on to back to that 3-round rotation. We'll go back to even in games. It was something different. Forrest, he's apparently the player for them that just changes any operator. He's playing Yana this time. And you don't see Yana very often in a comp.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the most notable Yana I can imagine on a map like this was Bosco's Yana again. I don't remember what match it was, but Bosco played it pretty well. And because I imagine it's kind of similar to what Space Station actually does. I mean, they're playing really adaptive, Ape is. Yana allows you to switch the tempo of the push. Let's say you drone one way and you don't like it. Usually, if you don't have Ayana or Jacko, you're kind of screwed because you've used your drones. You can't change the push at that point because then you're just out of, that's not how drone economy works. So it's like, Ayana, you can technically drone infinitely, and you can especially drone like adjustments or, how I want to call it, rat crouch walks on other sides of the map. You can kind of figure those things out a lot easier with Ayana. It's basically extra free drones, which is pretty powerful for a team like Ape.
Yeah, extra information is always big for attacking teams. So Yadamine brought pretty good. He's played Jackal, he's played Capital, played Ging as well. So this is just a change up to try and bring more information to Ape so they can win out this round. And so last time this won this out, there was a plant from Ape, or an attempted plant inside of, behind the bank or vault door inside of Aviator. But unfortunately, due to the good smoke from Kool-Aid, that was denied, even though the Ying was in play, which was kind of blinding them. They started to make this defense work. So this time, are they going to make that 90 play and deny them playing games? Or how is Ape going to do this so they can at least get this plan to work?
Probably start by not getting blown up from below. I see a player lurking below 90 yet again. I'm not sure who
Is it
exactly it
Whitlock?
is. Probably Mr. Whitlock. I heard his name is like German or something.
I think it's Germanic, he said.
Yeah, it's like it's probably like Gunnar, and then you know that it's got
You didn't like that when he said that.
yeah, so they're gonna have to deal with this man because he's probably gonna blow someone up again. Probably gonna blow someone up again because you can hear thumping. He probably hears this thumping ash. It's pretty loud. This is something Ape hasn't really accounted for yet, at least so far, and I imagine it's almost like an automatic C4, the way that people bunch up on that 90 hallway.
So like, if that's the case, why don't they try to go for those south stairs, those bookcase stairs you call it too. Whitlock actually goes those stairs right now as he rotates out of living room into the library for the moment. Going to Ari actually. Looks to want a C4, one below, but call out will go down, passing to study. One player playing in the hallway. It'll be one. Jay gets Gunner though in a trade though as Callout is down though. Can they pick up Callout? Melt's gonna walk through the window and stays a C4 to finish out Callout instead. So never mind. Callout goes down. So there's your hard breach capability off the board entirely.
And that's kind of what the push was relying on. The adjustment for Ape was to send the Maverick to study to open up some sort of angle to allow a crossfire and allow for that vault plant to go a little smoothly. And now Melted is in a world of pain. He's got the Nomad. He's got 2 air jabs there.
Oh.
He's going to find one player, but he's instantly traded. The double stacked air jabs don't help him out there. And now ARIAL has full control of study, and they've established a very dangerous crossfire on that vault plant. Ape is just going to look at this. The whole team going to run down the 90 hallway. Forrest going for the crouch walk with the diffuser. It's getting real here. It's Kool-Aid taken out. The player down top study. And Ape somehow has stole this round. It's just Whitlock down with no health and no C4. Ape's going to start this plant. And what in the world just happened? I'm in disbelief. I'm sure ARIAL is too, because they were looking to take a 3-1 lead, and the crouch walk of the Sentry with the diffuser with Forrest is going to allow Ape, I mean, barring a miracle, barring probably the greatest clutch of all time. Yeah, good Lord. I don't know how Forrest got away with it, but he did.
That was crazy. So we talked about how 90 control was huge last time. Being able to stay inside games was huge for the side of ARIAL Rise on the first win on this site. And Ape this time, able to try and bait Watts. They had that push into study because they wanted to get some kind of crossfire opening up that wall. But, you know, Callout dies. Having a Heartbreaker die kind of signals a problem for that push. But they still make it happen. They all crouch walk. They slowly push through classical hallway and make their way in the site, win the fight in games, and take control of that site.
Yeah, I think that's going to be ingrained in my mind for a while. The crouch walking Ayana behind the bar with the diffuser just ran in. GG, we win. Ape, I mean, they amazed me before attacking on Villa, and they're continuing to do so. And now ARIAL is probably searching for answers here. They're going back to the same site. A little bit different, I imagine. Hopefully some more resistance on the 90 hallway or something. Man, that hurts.
Yeah, so last time we talked about like on Consulate, even though Consulate was such a blowout from ARIAL Rise, Ape still put in work to really show some adaptation and win some rounds back, even though they were getting their butts kicked either way. And now they're showing it again here on Villa, where they lost 2 in a row. They win 2 back-to-back now, and now it's 2-2. It's tied up. Is Ape now gonna keep up with adaptation and take those rounds back and maybe end the half in the favor of attack, or can ARIAL Rise keep their momentum?
Looks like, I mean, if we're talking about momentum, ARIAL has lost it all, at least so far. It looked like they were going to go around the world, around the world in 80 days and all that good stuff. And now it's just Ape has tied it up in the most unbelievable ways possible. And now, I mean, it's kind of the same synopsis for ARIAL. We've seen Whitlock start that roam over on the master side before. I mean, not much really changing, really. They're just he's probably going to shoot a drone or 2 and fall off. And Ape's going to come, from this 90 hallway yet again. Are we going to have a C4 prep yet again? And yeah, I mean, at this point, we got to ban Force from the league for not sticking his 6 picks. It's just
it's twice. That's twice he teased the Monty pick and didn't pick it.
Deplorable. Absolutely deplorable and just disgusting from Forrest to not play what he is promised to play. Just shameful, sad.
But I agree with you. It doesn't seem like there is enough adaptation from the side of ARIAL Rise, which you kind of see in underrated teams, kind of in the T3 teams, in the lower experienced teams. You tend to see adaptation is a problem for them, or things they're still working on as they grow as a team. So this may be the problem, as Ape is the one with experience. They're able to adapt better compared to ARIAL Rise, and that may be the problem here for ARIAL Rise coming up.
Yeah, they're. I mean, again, it's really similar, though, I will say, in terms of adapting. The only thing that Ape really changed last time, or attempted to change, was to call out going study to try to maverick that wall. And of course, we saw that. That engagement was crazy. He died trying to do so. It looks like he's going for it again. Yeah, we see him over there, study. They're going to try to go for this again. They're going to try to get some crossfire angles going here, but is he going to actually be able to cross this doorway to do that? Oh, missile out. Yes. Huge. Call's going to establish this crossfire, and that makes that vault door plant a lot more realistic.
Well, as long as they don't let Kool-Aid throw the smokes right into his face, as Melt takes a lot of damage, and Melton actually kills Call Out. I don't know what happened there, but something definitely went wrong in those crossfires.
Oh, I take it back. Melted still has a nice angle here, but I imagine he wanted a little bit more of the wall opened up. So, Call Out dead, not able to maverick much else, and Ape, they're gonna have to contend with this smoke and a wild Dami running around, as that's the pinch player gone, Melted on study. So essentially the wheels have fallen off this attack, and it's not looking like they're gonna have a miracle this time around. A floss round for ARIAL as they snatch the momentum back.
Yeah, so it seems like there was a plan in mind for Ape, and some kind of mishap happens and Melted kills Call Out. There goes your heart breach. And of course, not going to get away with crouch walking the classical hallway for a second time. It's not going to happen.
Not gonna happen.
Not going to happen.
Melted is grayed out. Okay, he's back. Usually that's a bad sign. Usually means someone's PC exploded or something. So he's back. And we're going to trophy room for our final defense here. Zero. Is he allowed to play that?
No, I don't think he's able to. I think he's a 6 pick.
Oh, wait a
minute.
minute.
That's a 6 pick.
No, because Zero's out of quant.
No, I think no, I don't think he's out yet. I think he's not until the new season.
I know. I thought this new CCS season meant that we had new ops for the new season.
No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Wait.
All right, so I guess we're
yeah, he's still
no Zero. I was about to, like, my eyes lit up. I was like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, why haven't I seen Zero yet? Why haven't I seen
Sam Fisher is making an appearance? No, he's not. So that's disappointing. At least that's a. I'm just tired of 6 picks. I think we should just remove it, because all it does is just punch me right in the you know what. Ruins my height. But it is what it is. ARIAL setting up that shield there to deny. I mean, that's pretty much conceding that they're going to open the wall, because there's no impacts for ARIAL.
Yeah,
the shield that
too.
Yeah, the shield Whitlock put on the oh my dear lord, how do I say it? It's like a beautiful there it is. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, thank you. That shield is so that if they do open crouch holes on the wall, you're not totally screwed and out of block. They aren't making impact holes or anything. That wall is very gettable, if you will. A very gettable wall. So ARIAL, I mean, they've got 3 C4s. Probably more emphasis on C4 from below potentially, but they're definitely not playing for wall denial.
Yeah, and surprisingly, it still only brought the Maverick, so Call It still has to go quite a bit of work. It does take quite a bit of time to get this wall open, make it softer so they can open it with a Recharge, Ash Charge, Sophia Charge, or a shotgun, or whatever they're going to use. And this time, but last time they did that, they only opened a small section, and they really pushed themselves into a claustrophobic take where they're all running into a choke point, running into the gunfire of the defenders. Even though it was close in the end, it still wasn't really enough to win them that round. So just because Jay died early too, because he tried to go for that downstairs take, running right into Gunner.
Yeah, he's down there, Gunner, in the wine cellar. So that's I mean, he looking like he's gonna go for it again. I think he kind of got unlucky on the entry. Yeah, he's going in a different way. His goal here is to prevent someone from C4ing the Maverick, I imagine. He just tried a different entry path last time he died in the basement. So this is just so Call It is able to actually work the wall and not get blown to Zimbabwe when he pulls his torch out. So pretty good positioning from Jay, and Melted down here as well. I mean, they've got the whole family down there.
So yeah, they've all taken control of kitchen. There's 2 people in kitchen just kind of waiting for any kind of push from the defenders. They have to make their way through dining, trying to find, as there's one player over by red stairs, is the Jaeger and Dami waiting for a chance, waiting at least make sure they're on their toes, so they're not too comfortable on this kitchen take as they're walking through pre-firing corners. And more than anything, a minute and a half's gone by. Looks like they take control of the bathroom and control of the master bedroom. So now we'll probably see Call go to work and get this wall open. One Goro shield destroyed. There's one more that's not going to contend later on to waste time. As Dami still in red stairs waiting for a chance. As Gunner's on the flank, though. He was playing basement last time. And this time he's still playing that flank, waiting for a chance, waiting to pounce.
I imagine Melted, if he's down here, he'd nomad at this. Like, apparently not. Gunner is the greatest player in this lobby. It's official. Even if his team loses, he's MVP in my books. He finds 2. Jay and Melted, all of the vertical pressure gone now for Ape. The wall's opened. It's not the end of the world, but it might as well be. Gunner still has that C4. He's still alive. And the rest of his team also has C4 for denial. Not looking good for Ape.
Yeah, that is huge to lose both your plays downstairs. There's no air jabs, no grenades from Jay as well as the sledge. So there's only so much they can do now. Smoke's coming out. Looks like they're not hitting any. Looks like they burned the ADS, so Smoke's coming through. He looks to find one. He got the hit of Dom. He goes down. Looks for another inside of Trophy. Can't find nobody, but someone coming up behind him. It's actually someone coming to the same place where Dummy was. It's a Smoke Kool-Aid. We're going to take it by call out. It's now just Yaga going down as call out in a 1v3. Call has no HP for a fight, and he'll die to Max. And that's it. Arrow Rise with a 4-2 on their defense half.
That is, I don't know how Gunner does it. The man, the myth, the magician. He just, I don't know. I can't imagine.
Nomad too, and
yeah,
I stop that.
I don't know. I mean, you know, I'm thinking of math in my head. The mathematicians in my head. You nomad the master door so they don't run out and swing. You know, that's common nomad.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you have so much emphasis below, especially given we've talked about how prevalent the basement is on Villa, you don't nomad the basement. I imagine he did, and Gunner is just so, his brain is so massive that he was able to peek at the right moment when they were running by, even though there's a nomad on the door. That's the only thing I can think of. And in that case, honestly, the nomad wasn't really placed that well, because you should have, you know, put the nomad on the door that he couldn't walk in and peek. You know, like, does it make more sense?
And so sometimes oversight. It's hard sometimes these games to do everything correctly. So, it's a small oversight from the side of Ape, which cost them 2 of their plays downstairs. But on to the defense now. We see a Warden from Yaga.
At least it's not a clash, because last time we saw Ape was in a, I mean, they were in a position where things were getting out of control, and Yaga started playing shields. So at least now Yaga, he's not playing shields. He's got a shield on his Warden. He's not playing Clash Ring. He's playing with the glance glasses, which is crucial. I mean, you play these top stairs, which I imagine he's going to play top steady stairs. He's going to be able to eat. I mean, look how many flashbangs on the other team. There are no grenades. Just flashbangs. Yeah,
there's no grenades for once. You still got the explosions from Zofia and Ash, but yeah, there's no grenades whatsoever. There's only flashes. How many flashes are they going to huck into Yaga's corner?
Yeah, so I mean, I think he's gonna get some use out of Warden. Just a hunch. There's not like 15 flashbangs in the other team or anything. Sorry, 12.
Oh, it reminds me of that clip from the I think it was Brazilian Pro League, and they threw like 12 of them at the same time in one grenade and killed the guy on yellow stairs like constantly.
Yeah, that's a perfect Warden moment. So I mean, Yaga is just, the forecasting from Yaga to know that is just brilliant. And I mean, Ariel's going for the same type of push. Ironically enough, Ape was just straight through 90. I don't think they have that player repelling study though, so that's going to be, I guess, the difference. It's kind of a crucial difference, because if you're playing in study and you're trying to attack, if the defender's playing study and you're trying to attack from like this 90 hallway side, master side, it's.
Oh, it is one player in bicycle, so I think that's where Gunner might run to somebody below.
Oh, well, you called it. He ran into someone. All right. Gunner's been checked a little bit on this map, not nearly as miraculous as Consulate was. A humble 6-4 rather than, what do you have, 13 kills at this point in Consulate?
17. Oh, yeah, he didn't hit at the half, he had like 13 something like that, or 10, which is crazy like that.
I mean, the impact just missed there, so Max is going to be able to open. What? Or did it?
Oh, actually,
just kidding. Just kidding. It missed. His Havanas, that is. That's totally what I meant to say. So, Max probably, did he get it? Did he get the second one at least?
I can't even tell. He's low on HP though from a C4 too, so Max could die at any moment. It's a pre-firing, somebody inside a study, but there's actually a peek from Call Out to finish off Whitlock. It's not looking good for Arrow Rise. Not finding much else when it comes to territory, and not able to get this vault open, it seems like, either.
I mean, gee willikers. You've got a 1 HP Amano who just got headshotted, so it didn't even matter he was 1 HP. And now it's just Dami and Kool-Aid, and they are in no position to do much. We've got the study wall actually open for Ape, so even if they were to plant Vault Door, again, the lack of a real push from that south side, a pinch player that, I mean, we saw Ape using, is hurting Ape, or hurting Ariel here, is they're going to have to push into a hellish crossfire. Dami coming up those steady stairs. Well, has a crouch walk on Yaga and Forrest. Like, what the heck? Where do you come from? He's going to swing around. Dami getting flanked. He's running out of ammo. He's got, oh my god, he just smokes Forrest. And the other player's nowhere to be found. So this could be salvageable for Ariel as Kool-Aid has rejoined his teammate. Dami near the top steady stairs. They're both pushing from study now, and they've got to make something happen quick, though, as we're under 14 seconds left. Dami pushing through into the rotate that was created by the defenders. The player Vault swinging, spiked Kool-Aid with the left hook, and now it's just Melted. Where the heck are you, Melted? Nowhere to be found. Ariel.
What?
Ariel works miracles.
What?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
All right, so let's start this off. Really good start from Ape. They really got some good picks. They dealt with the Habana Hard Breach. They got the opening picks as well. Melting it in the first kill onto Gunner going downstairs as the buck. Really good work. And then we got that that standoff from the side of Arrow Rise, because it's only a 2v4. But the flank from Dami on top of Kool-Aid playing on the doorway into Aviator, getting those picks. Not sure if you tell Ape was playing too aggressive, but really good work from Kool-Aid and Dami to make that happen somehow.
It was the study search crouch walk. It's powerful stuff. He turned a 3 speed into a 0.5 speed, and then he came up the stairs, shot someone in the back, swung out the pistol. You know, ironically enough, some people remember this, some people may not. You remember when Yaga used to, when he did that on DreamHack, just running around his ash, seemingly in a lost round, it looked like, just whipping around with the M40, with the pistol out, pistol whipping people, and just making spiritual plays. I mean, are we gonna talk about who got knifed too? I mean, what?
That was crazy. Kool-Aid getting the knife was insane. That was
Kool-Aid just hit him with the 1-2.
He was going for the plant by the door, and then he hears the rotate and the swing, and he swings too and knifes him.
Yeah, that hurts. Whoever that is, I don't know who it was. They got their teeth knocked out by Kool-Aid, the 6'8" beast. I mean, what can I? All right, I mean, Ariel pulled it out. It is what it is. They stole that round from Ape, and now they're leading 2 rounds away from match point. And Gunner is looking like he's gonna die first again. Yeah.
You're right. You were right again. You were right, like I was.
Where in the world did Gunner go in at? Because I swear he died.
He walked him out the shotgun.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Gunner's cooled down a little bit on this map, but it doesn't really matter when the rest of his team is so solid, especially in comparison to Ape. They're gonna continue this push through 90 though, and yeah, I mean, looks like it's just through bike again, and Melt's just down there and bike with the C4 in hand, which could come into play later.
So far, it's looking really good for Ape. He gets another kill with a Whitlock too. Forrest pops off, finds one, and he's sitting in the corner of couch here. I don't know if they joined him on either, so he could find another. He does find another onto Dom. Another one. He's looking for a third, but he can't find a third. It's Kool-Aid. He's got that AK with quite a few rounds, 40 rounds in the mag. That's where he needs to get a kill on to Forrest and finish him off. So, but still, it's a 2v4 once more. This time it's Max and Kool-Aid, not Dami and Kool-Aid.
Yeah, and I mean, Dami's crouch walk was kind of the initiator of the clutch before. I imagine Melted's going to be prepared for that. There's some Malusi's there and everything. I can't imagine that's going to happen again. Now, I'm not calling it or anything, because every time I seem to do that, I tend to be wrong. So you know what? I jinx the team that's in the lead. Oh, you can't possibly lose this. They lose. So you know what? I'm not gonna say anything at all.
Oh, that's a and the impact trick comes out. Can't open that vault wall. You still have the Warden of Yaga playing 90 either. So there's really not a lot of options here for the side of Aerial Rise. At this point, Kool-Aid just looking for picks. He waits through, but smoke canister comes out. He can't walk through the door. And this time, at least Ape is waiting for a push. They're not peeking out too much. Kool-Aid goes below, looking to find any kind of shots on anybody, but he really can't find much, as there's not much utility to be used here. I don't know what Max is doing either at this point either.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they're trying to work the magic they had last round, and it's just not really happening, at least yet. Max is going to make a crouch hole, which could open things up. Call out gets the leader off that crouch hole that was just made. Study holes in play here. It's going to make it a little difficult to circumnavigate this as Kool-Aid finds the... What is happening? It's happening again. 1 versus 2. It's just Jay, and Jay is nowhere to be found. Oh my God. Is this real life?
So they open up vault and make a crouch walk. They crouch walk in the vault, and they just start fragging out Kool-Aid and Mac this time. Make that happen somehow.
What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive.
Hey, we're at match point though, guys. Match point. This is Aerial Rise. They're about to smoke Ape.
I don't see a world where Ape comes back from that now. 4 versus 2s in a row. That were how do you do it on like this site of all? It's like they have so many crossfire set up that they're just I don't know.
They crouch walked into vault, and Call Out just sitting in the middle of the you didn't even hear the Habanas go off. You didn't hear the X Kairos go off, and he's just standing in the middle of games.
It's like he was holding it, but I mean Max was just better.
Yeah, at that point, just Max just comes in and smokes him off the top of it.
That's the crazy thing. Is it's like he knew. I think he heard it. He knew everything. Probably got the call. Everything. But he just lost the fight, and Max said, "Good night. Sleep tight."
Yeah.
And then from there, I don't know. I promise I don't understand it. How they're able to get away. That's why this game, it needs a replay system so we can see what the heck just happened.
Yeah, I would love to see like a top-down replay of the entire game and how these crossfires worked and where they went wrong, because that was insane.
It's almost inexplicable. I don't know what to say. I don't know, and I truly don't know what Ape has to say, because I mean, you lose 2 rounds in a row like that. You're trying to mount a comeback. I mean, that's basically a backbreaker.
That's your morale must be at the lowest possible now. If we have 2 rounds to be a 2v4 clutch in a row.
People are angry. That's all I have to say. Comms are intense.
And it's funny because Melted has gotten the first pick both of those rounds.
Again, the first
Gunner,
pick.
Who Gunner was
doing it again?
Top fragger last map.
Gunner's been crabbing in from somewhere on the first floor and dying each time, and this time he's gonna win against Melted.
He gets his revenge.
Melted has been melted. He's been bested. This time, Gunner comes out on top, and the rest of ARIAL securing the first floor as well. Jay, I mean, on 1 kill right now, holding down what is not an enviable position to be holding. And ARIAL is gonna start the onslaught. Flashbangs flying through. Ash charges coming in from below, and Jay is, I'm not going to call him a dead man walking, but he's in a pickle, taking damage from the Ash charge. And he's already kind of pinched into that corner. That's part of the bathroom's breachable. And he's not having a good time.
There's no utility left. He's just going to get a flash and push. He has a shotgun, though, so he could win the fight, but he's blind as heck right now. Are they going to jump in and finish him off? No, nobody jumps in the foam, and he's still inside. Another Nomad air jab put in there. He just shotguns it, but he shotguns Kool-Aid in the face. What the?
You know what I mean? Kool-Aid got lucky with the left hook earlier. But, you know, that's what happens when your left hook meets a shotgun. You typically don't win. You bring a shotgun to a fist fight.
I guess
it's usually going to go... Yeah, I mean... That was a fun fact earlier that they haven't really brought grenades throughout most of this series. They have. I mean, it was like an Ash charge or something. But speaking of Ash, Dami seemingly doing more of the impossible. He's pushed his way into landing. And there's no one really home for 8. As what the heck is that shot from Callout? Probably the nicest shot he's hit this map.
Oh, down.
He's going to get it, almost get a double, but he's finished off before he could finish off Max. And now this pinch is still going to go through. Jay's still locked in that closet, and the rest of them are sparsely spread out between Astro and I believe Marble. One player still tucked close to Marble in that Mira. This could be, we're in for an ending.
So there's 2 in this battle. You still have Yaga and I believe Forest here, close by in this trophy tank. Jay's still inside a bedroom by himself. So if they can take out Jay or take out these 2 on site, they could make this play happen. If it could be a 3v2 on site, but Jay looks like he's trying to relocate. He gets shots from that couch side. Yaga pushing through, looking around left and right. They don't exactly know where the push is going to be from Aerial, as this is a very dire round. But Jay with a great shot in the gunner though, and there is Whitlock though to get forward on site. It's now 2v2, but Yaga there get one with the with that shotgun. It's Whitlock to get Yaga back to refrag. It's a 1v1. Whitlock knows no HP, and Jay has full HP with SMG 12, SMG 11. He'll finish off Whitlock, and Ape will salvage, will take that round and keep himself alive.
And it took everything. It took everything in their soul to clutch out, especially Jay. Jay has been having a rough game, but he comes through clutch there to extend this game just a little bit longer. And man, I mean, Ape now has to defend that third site, or rather, some people consider it the third site. Dining room and kitchen. When Ariel's got plenty of vertical pressure to work with. This is going to be an explosive
This is a lot
round.
different of a setup too. Call out playing Jaeger rather than Forrest. Forrest on Malusi now, and you got Jay on Bandit.
I'm not sure. I mean, I guess you can ban it. I guess they don't want to play Cade, probably. I mean,
I guess so, yeah.
it doesn't really make a difference, right? So you just bandit the wall and run around as 3-speed. Let's C4. Same thing.
See what happens. See what happens with this. But yeah, same points. And then, of course, on the side of Mac bringing grenades this time as Maverick rather than playing Habana. So maybe they thought, hey, if we had grenades, we could have dealt with Jay that round.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's shooting nomads at his feet.
Just shocking.
I mean,
the air jab, does he?
I mean, I don't know. Like, if y'all remember, like, Farrell. Farrell had, like, a period of time where he was just the greatest nomad ever. And he was actually doing that quite a bit. Just launching nomads as, like, entry devices. And it was working.
Well, if it was a nomad from, like, the test server, I would do that, too, because I'm broken.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, honestly, if he timed maybe, like, if Jay didn't catch the nomad, potentially, like, getting shot. Like, so he got flashed.
Well, if he
and
timed
nomad's
it,
on the ground.
with the ash charge from below. That part
Yeah, it's like, he wouldn't have heard it, and it's just like, oh, it's genius, you know? But, of course, you know, it's just kind of...
It's hard.
Jay was,
it's hard to
Jay
get the coordination down.
Yeah, Jay was aware, so it's just like a gumball on the ground, and then Kool-Aid jumped in and died. Tragic. Truly.
But let's see what happens. We're going down to, so yeah, we said before, kitchen and dining. And it looks like there's not a lot of upstairs coverage. There is some C4s. So you have 3 C4s. Actually, we did have 3, but Jay has already used a C4 apparently. I don't know where.
On a C4 spawn peak, I don't know either. But Ariel is clearing from both directions. Totally different from Ape. Ape was clearing mostly horizontally. No top-down clear, really. No real taking advantage of vertical play. And it looks like Ariel's doing the opposite. Pushing from each direction and kind of pinching out these defenders up here. And it looks like they're already both kind of rotating towards those astro stairs and getting the heck out of there. Because, yeah, you stay there any longer, you are going to die. Especially given how good Ariel's been on entries, at least on the attack halves.
Exactly, yeah. I think at this point, Ape already knows that a lot of these entry frags, a lot of these entry fights have not been great in the hands of Ape, but then they've been turned out pretty painful for them. So, looks like they're gonna leave that top floor and let Ariel do what they do and see if they can actually turn this vertical pressure into a round win for Arial Rise to finish this game off.
Right now, Ariel's just like, holy. There was a little instance there where like 4 of them were in a C4 radius. We've got to calm down a little bit here and gain a little bit of composure. Again, these are younger players who are probably gonna have themselves a scream fest if they win this game. They got to calm it down a little bit. That's again, I've talked about it in previous maps. This is where you separate the experience from the youngins. You gotta, if you're Ariel, you've got to relax a little bit here and kind of realize what you've got. You've got full vertical control, and you've got a gunner like Damian. Max just blew himself up, and Jay just peeked from who knows where.
Wait, Mac killed himself with a grenade?
And Max just blew himself up, and it's okay. It's a 3 versus 3. Ariel's still got, again, I think they have the positioning advantage here. They just need to find a way to manifest it into a final push. This was kind of been the theme for them throughout this whole series.
Well, there's at least Gunner to fight back. He'll take out Melted. Now it's a 2v3. Ape not looking good. This could be the end for them. Cool takes a bit of damage. This is pushed elsewhere. And yet Gunner elsewhere will take out Yaga. It's down to just Forrest in a 1v3. This is for all the dimes here. All the money has come down to Kool-Aid playing this diffuser. Forrest tries to make his way in a second. Nobody's coming from me. Nobody's coming from this memorial. And it's Whitlock to finish him off. And Arial Rise will take this best of 3 on the third map of Villa.
And man, have they grown up. They grow up so fast. Ariel absolutely taking it to 8. And who cares if they're in Challenge League? I assure you, ARIAL doesn't care.
ARIAL don't
And
care.
I'm sure that ARIAL will be in Challenge